Hi chat! Welcome to another stream. How y'all doing today? Let's see, it's Friday, February 21st of 2021, and we are back for yet another stream. Let me see, who all do we have here today? I did notice that MSR was first today, which I believe that is your first, if I am not mistaken. I also saw Beldathis and Lucas Sitzi here before the stream, but MSR was first today. Congrats on that. Good to see you again. Friend left by the speaker, good to see you as well. Lucas Sitzi, hello, hello. What else do we have here today? Balance says, that was weird, chat just lagged for a couple of seconds. Interesting. Hey, what's up, Robin? Hello, hello. Good to see you again. Noob404. Welcome back. Hello, hello. So close, yeah. Hey, what's up, jamesboyen? We are hopefully going to be looking at some of your code today. I did a quick look over this morning, and so I have a few things to talk about, but we'll be diving into each of the, or at least most of the files and taking a look at them later. I have a lot of hurry up and wait kind of tasks, so we're going to be bouncing between those, if you're okay with that today. Let's see. Michaela, who's not here, otherwise there's no chance to get first. That's true. Michaela is doing something. I don't know. She was like going to the pharmacy or something, if I recall correctly. Hey, what's up, Exonity? Hello, hello. Good to see you again. Welcome back. James Wynn says, if they show up, some confidence mean we can be right there. Hey, I wasn't sure. You weren't there. I was trying to tab and put your name. You weren't there when I did set today, so that's why I said that. Hey, what's up, rollers? Hello, hello. Shaz Robot, good to see you. Can't stay. I've got class, but I wanted to pop in and say hi. Always good to see you, Shaz Robot. You know, work on your class. That's more important than my stream. Go, go, go. But anyway, let's see. I have done... Oh, that's Twitter. We don't need Twitter. I've done not that much since last stream in open source. I did a few things. One was adding a privacy policy and cookie notice for pre-commit CI, which is a whole bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. And Juicebox Hero helped me put this together, as well as a privacy policy generator, because those things apparently exist. So now if you go down to the bottom, you can click and see there's a privacy policy and a cookie notice for the one cookie that pre-commit CI uses. But anyway, those are a thing now. I needed those in order to apply for marketplace entry in GitHub, so that is gotten the ball rolling. Oh my god, we've dropped a bunch of frames. What the fuck? Why? Hey, what's up? Abdul Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the frames. If that continues, well, then we probably won't have much of a stream today. I wonder if the construction is interfering with the internet. That would be unfortunate. Because I'm not doing any of the things that normally trigger the drop frames, which is like uploading stuff to AWS or to Launchpad. We will be doing some of that later, so we'll see what happens with that though. It's just philosophy, oh no. Hey, what's up, Panicking Colonel? Hello, hello. Good to see you again. Gallard TTV, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I dropped 295 frames, which is about 4.5. Oh wait, no, that's about 10 seconds of drop frames because I'm at 30 FPS. That's pretty bad. Especially because I've only been live for 9 minutes, 4 minutes. Well, anyway, such is life with my shitty internet. But I guess that's the way things go. Juice says, "What a fancy privacy and cookie notice! Someone awesome must have helped you with that." Yeah, you helped me with that, Juice. James White says, by the way, chat, can you license a project under whatever if you use an API of a GPL licensed project? When you say use an API, what do you mean there? Are you like calling out to a service? with an HTTP endpoint, or are you talking about like linking in a C library and calling the API there? Because it changes a lot there. And again, I'm not a licensed lawyer, so I don't know anything. I don't really know much about this. I do know that certain versions of the GPL have what's called a linking clause, where if you write a C library and you link to a GPL library, then your library itself must be GPL. And this is why I refer to GPL as a toxic license. There isn't enough precedence, if I recall correctly, about whether simply importing in a dynamic language satisfies or doesn't satisfy the linking clause, and so I have decided that I'm not going to leave it up to chance, and so I don't import libraries that have GPL linking clauses. But yeah, it depends, I guess, is the answer. If you're calling out to an HTTP endpoint, I'm pretty sure that's fine. That's the usual workaround that the legal teams at the companies that I have worked at have used for GPL software, which is take the GPL software, put it into an HTTP service, and then call the HTTP service, so you're never linking against it. You're calling it remotely, which is definitely just like a big cheese around the whole licensing thing in the first place. But I don't know. As far as I know, that's the established okay way to do it. Robin says, "Put your hands up when your software got used at NASA." Yes, I did actually want to talk about that, which is pretty cool. If you somehow are living under a rock, NASA landed a probe on Mars. I guess a rover and drone and other things on Mars yesterday, 2 days ago? I don't know. Yesterday, I think it was. And some of their source code is open source, including their flight system, which is what this F prime repository is. And I was particularly proud to open this repository, scroll down a little bit, and look at this shit, chat. Look at this. Look what we got right here. They are using precommit. NASA is using fucking precommit, and they're using black. So those are the only things. That appears to be the only thing that they have configured with precommit. But they're even using some kind of advanced features here, like repeating hooks and filtering to particular files and using files and exclude, like kind of some cool stuff. Oh, and overriding the name too. But yeah, they're using precommit, which is kind of cool. They're also using some other software that I have contributed to. Like if I recall correctly, in here they are using Flask. What is it? Is it in setup.py? Setup.py is more complicated than it needs to be. Also, this file's not formatted with black. But let's see. Yeah, they're using Flask. They're also using PyTest. I have contributed to. Well, I'm a core dev on this. I've contributed to Flask. I think I've also contributed to Flask RESTful at some point. But anyway, that's kind of cool. So I've indirectly helped a space rover land on another planet. It's kind of cool. But anyway, I figured I'd show you that. The answer says, "We spent longer figuring out the privacy stuff and legal aspects than developing the app. Are you sure you need the cookie pop-up for session cookies?" So I actually don't have a cookie pop-up at the moment. I'm pretty sure I don't need it because it is only an essential cookie. Although, again, I don't actually know the answer there, so yeah. Hey, what's up, Maharaja? Sorry if I mispronounced your name, but thank you for the follow and welcome to the stream. Precommit CI is now GDPR compliant. I mean, it always kind of was because the data auto expires. So there isn't, the only personal data that precommit CI acquires and stores is GitHub user ID and GitHub username. Those are the only personal data. And the only place that they're stored is in a session, which expires after 5 days, which is well within the 90-day GDPR expiry period. So mostly did the privacy notice just for caution and because it was required by the GitHub Marketplace application. Bot says, I believe you streamed yesterday according to Dick's Sword. I couldn't find the VOD. Oh yeah, I don't think she streamed yesterday. Hey, what's up, Cardell CR? Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. jamesboyen says, Python imports, that's it. Oh, then I think you're fine. Again, like, I'm not a lawyer, so take this with a grain of salt, but even I would avoid you know, importing GPL libraries, but that's just me. Hey, what's up? Mihu, hello, hello, welcome to the stream. Satili Advisory Services LLC. Yes, that is the name of the company that my dad and I have incorporated under, and Precommit CI is a DBA, a doing business as of that limited liability corporation. So yeah, that's how all of the fancy actual business stuff fits together. But yeah. Jason says, well, I have to find a library that reads music file tags that isn't GPL if anyone knows of one. I see. Newforfa says, holy shit, it's Precommit, right? Right? 26 variable, good to see you again. Ya boy, Anthbonk, yeah, exactly, right? Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? You heard it first, if there's any problems in the mission, it's all Anythony's fault. Yeah, that would, yep, definitely my fault. You implemented this. Expose yourself. You must watch the stream. Yeah, that would be actually kind of funny if they were on the stream too. Panic and Colonel says, got my name on the Mars, closest to NASA I'll ever be. Oh, was that through one of those Kickstarter things that they did for that? But that's pretty cool. You're actually on the planet. I'm just the code on the ground, you know. You'll laugh, but read this. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I already looked at this. I will slaughter you. Some emails penetrate even my thick open source maintainer skin like this threat. Yeah. 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 But yeah, this shit happens all the time. But anyway. Ba 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 ba. Multi-million-dollar defense project. What the fuck? Yeah, people are monsters, but yeah, I did read through that already. It's an essential cookie that falls under a performance of contract. You don't need a pop-up, you don't need consent, just notification in the cookie notice. Cool. The email that's sent to the curl author is really screwed up. Oh yeah, for sure. If you're a Mars rover watching the stream, type Kappa. Wouldn't it have to be like 20 minutes stream delay? It's not as scary if you pronounce slaughter like laughter. Slafter? Laughter? Slafter. Yeah, you're right. Even though they're basically the same letters. Hey, what's up, Dim Sum Cart? Good to see you again. Welcome back. If we had a juice box, our private stuff would not have taken 3 months. Lucky Anthem. It's true. It's true. Juice was very, very helpful for putting all that together. Oh, another fun thing happened with Precommit CI over the last couple of days. This was actually really fucking annoying. So I, while making the cookie notice, I was like, oh, I wonder what the, oh, Exonity! Thank you for the 5 gift subs, appreciate that. Elixir Beats, Pythonic Pie at 6 months. Rambane TR, The Endless Server at 9 months, and James Boyen at 3 months. Some familiar names in those 5 gift subs. And here you go, chat. There's some buttons for you. You happy? Jammer says, dude, you answered one of my comments in Stack Overflow. Wait, really? What was which one? Link your question. I want to see. He just hasn't received the consulting invoice yet. Yeah, that's true. I probably owe you what? $500 an hour, probably 3 or 4 hours, probably a few G. Hey, what's up, updated version? Hello. Good to see you again. Exonity says, getting so much out of your content. Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to make content, and I appreciate your gift subs. Twitch. Oh yeah, Twitch knows your language. It's true. It's true. They've localized the what are they called? The prompt messages. Who says, can we call it even with the tree bet? If I recall correctly, the tree bet was 10,000. But sure, we can call it even. We can call it even. Let's see. Oh, this is this your question? Well, at least it's my answer. Oh, is this you? Is this you, Jam? I see. But yeah, this one gets upvoted a lot. Oh, really cool thing about Stack Overflow and pre-commit. So I made this tag to manage pre-commit questions on Stack Overflow, and it has finally gotten to 100 questions, which apparently is the minimum to award the tag badges. So I finally have, where is it? I finally have the tag badge for the thing that I created, at least at bronze level. I'm gonna need a lot more to get to higher level. I don't even have the non pre-commit badge. I guess I need 6 more points there. But where's the silver badge? Yeah, so I have 55 answers. So I've answered more than half of the questions here. And 150 score. But anyway, fake internet points. Flake internet points. Debt free, yeah. I never changed anything, just downloaded and logged in. I'm using the desktop app, which seems to be a Chromium based app. Oh, so it probably keys off of your system language, if I had to guess. Hey, what's up, Will Does Code? Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Let me start something that's gonna take forever. That way I can feel not so bad about talking to chat and not getting anything done at the same time. So Python 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, and 3.9 have all had a release this week. And I spoke with the Debian maintainers yesterday, so we're going to be doing a bunch of work on deadsnakes today. GitHub.com, deadsnakes. We're going to start with Python 3.6, since that is going to be... Actually, no, we'll start with 3.9, since that is going to require the most work, and so it's going to be the slowest. The 3.6 and 3.7 ones, I'm pretty sure will be just no ops. So I won't have to do any work for those, in theory. Let's see, runbooks. Wait, did I not release 3.9.3? What's the latest version on python.org? 3.9.2. Import upstream 3.9.2. That will pull that down. JamesBoyen says, only way I could avoid the GPL program would be to use FFmpeg to set the tags, but that would be so slow. So you're probably fine. Oh god. Why is it prompting here? Are there 2 images? Has somebody put this up on key.io? Is somebody trying to own me? How do I look at the particular images? Has somebody made a dead snakes? No. That's weird. This is new in Podman. They changed this recently. I guess I should put the full path to this image. Ugh. That's annoying. But yeah, I had a discussion with the Debian and Ubuntu maintainers on Thursday, and yeah, it actually went really well. So we talked about a bunch of different things. The main thing that I was asking them about that I wanted to get done was on 2004 and 1804. There is this Python 3 distutils package, and you'll notice that it contains sources for 3.9 and 3.8. And on 1804, yeah, on 1804, it has sources for 3.6, 3.7, and 3.8 all in one package, and maybe even 3.9. I don't know. I haven't checked on. I don't really care about 1804, so I haven't checked on 1804 in a while. But this causes a lot of pain for me to package for deadsnakes because I sometimes include this package and sometimes don't, and then this package appears later, and then it conflicts with mine, and oh, it's just a whole pain in the butt. But also, this separating out of this package confuses a lot of users, and so we talked about how we want to move forward and recombine disutils back into the standard library or the standard distribution of Python on Ubuntu and Debian. So that's probably going to move forward. We also talked about, let me actually get one of these going. Yeah, because this build is going to take forever. Ugh, this is so annoying. Well, I'll have to fix this in my runbooks thing. But yeah, we also talked about making it easier for people to get started with Python on Debian and Ubuntu-like platforms. And part of that is introducing a special meta package called Python x.x dash I think it's full or all or something like that. Let's see, what did they call it? Oh, where's my little notes? Because I took a little bit of notes while this was going on. Debian Notes. There we go. Notes. I think this is the patch that they did upstream. Yeah, so there will be this new Python 3.9-full package. And oh, they also did the disutil split here. Oh. So nice. I'm so happy when they do these things. But yeah, basically what 3.9 full will be is it will depend on Python 3.9, the test suite, VM, idle, disutils, GDBM, lib2-3, TK, and CA certificates. It will recommend the documentation and examples, and it will suggest the development package. And so I'll be adding this sort of meta package to all of the deadsnakes builds as well to backport this thing. But yeah, so that'll be cool. So I will apply this same sort of package for them as well, which should make getting started on Debian a lot easier. Debian and Ubuntu. You'll essentially just install this full package and not really worry so much about, you know, the weirdness with the VM package or the lib2-3 stuff or any of the other things. The other thing is this is kind of a temporary problem because in Python 3.12, I think it is, disutils is going away, and I believe lib2-3 is going away in the current release. I could be wrong on that. 3.10, I think it will go away. But yeah, anyways, that's a thing there. Deadsnakes, it's indeed. Jim says, only way I could avoid the GPL program would be to use FFmpeg. Oh, I already read that. Wilderness Code says, are you the guy that does those Python tip videos on YouTube? Your terminal setup looks like it. I mean, I do make YouTube videos, so it is likely that I am the same person. But yeah, I make stuff on Anthony Wright's Code on YouTube. Uno2 thank you for the reset with Prime for 4 months. Appreciate your continued support. Good to see you again. Juice says, lunch BRB. All right. Have a good lunch. The Endless River says, we had some major hiccups with locale settings. We moved stuff to a different VM and over the weekend, everything broke slowly one after another. Oh no. All caused by a semicolon use as default CSV delimiter. Oh, CSV delimiters, no. Michaela's here. Hello, Michaela. And Cypher, good to see you again. Hi there, on your stream after a long time. Yeah, welcome back. Ethan, good to see you as well. Marco Dev, how's it going? Jugmac, hello, good to see you. Yeah, we're just letting this build away right now. It's gotta do the annoying what are they called? PGO build, profile guided optimization, where it runs a bunch of tests, and that makes Python go zoom. Okay, so while that's running, I have a bunch of junk in my inbox. I've fallen so far behind on open source in the last just in the last 2 days alone. So I have a lot of stuff to get to. The first thing that we'll get to, though, is a contribution to Dead, oddly enough. Which adds type ignore support for type ignore with the special code for Dead and some tests for it. And this looks good, so we are going to merge and approve and merge this. Ghostman says, "Hey man, been following you on Twitter for a long time. Didn't know you're on Twitch." Wow, that's actually pretty surprising. Because honestly, the entire reason I created Twitter was to shill my Twitch channel. But anyway, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. Doesn't CSV stand for? Yeah, it does. It does indeed. I guess a semicolon has a comma in it, right? Hey, what's up, Kin of the Flames? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Jugmax says, "Have we found a Python dev who has not contributed to the Mars project?" I mean, I have, so I don't know if, I mean, I know of the packages they're using, so that kind of cuts out a particular swath of the Python developers. But yeah, I contributed to the Mars rover via pre-commit and via Flask, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, Dead is such a great name. I named it that almost entirely for this stupid kind of in-joke about maintaining stuff, in that a lot of people will come to projects and make an issue that just say, "Is this project dead? I haven't seen a commit in the last N days. I haven't seen a release in a while, blah 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 blah." So I did that almost entirely to put, "Is this project dead? Maybe." But anyway. Alright, let us merge this and ace_dead git log one line first parent 1.3.0. Looks like we had a lot of autofix and not so much changes since last time. I think I'll make this a feature release. 1.3.0 name only. Oops. 1.3.0 to 1.4.0. Yes. Oops. Yes. Hey, what's up, Ozymandias-K? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you are doing well. 1.4.0. Tag. Estes beat us wheel. Twine upload PyPI. Upload all the things to the PyPIs. Gotta get my password. Copy and paste. Git push origin head tags. And cool. We have gotten one thing out of the way. Oh, did that auto close the issue? I hope it did. It does. Perfect. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. What is the open issue? Add option to whitelist. Allow list. Wanna be more PC here. Go. Allow list. But yeah, anyway, one thing out of the way. Now I only have 9 unread things in my email. Oh my god. Also, oh hi, Anthony's chest. Also, where are the plush carpets? There. They're in the other room because Tofu was over, and I didn't want Tofu to chomp on the plushies, and we let Tofu hang out in here. So they're over there somewhere. Hey, what's up, Patrick Pie? Hello, hello. The answer says it's building one of the zero fault libraries of Python lib mpdeck. It's true. It's true. We are building mpdeck in here somewhere. Somewhere in this giant blob of build. fucking MP deck. Oh, there was the main guy, Matthias, also asked me about. He's like, so what's the deal with libmp deck? And I was like, oh, right, yeah, about that. So we did talk about that, but yeah. There's carpet, so there's technically a plushie. It's true. So carpet stayed for functional reasons. Do I have a switch here? I do have a switch here. So sometimes when I play Pokemon on my bed, I will essentially sit here with like pillows propped up, and the Switch has a little kickstand on it. You can see it has a little kickstand, so it should be able to stay up. Except when you put it on the bed, it does not stay up. So carpet has a functional purpose for when I play Pokemon because it props up the Switch. So that's why carpet stayed in here for functional purposes. But anyway. So yeah. I guess a semicolon has a comment. I mean, it does, right? Why did I get bonked for that? Bella says, Anth Bunk. Have you thought about the new schedule times? I believe this is the last week before the job starts. It's true. I have not thought about the new schedule. I don't know what it's going to be. I do know that I'm going to still be streaming on weekends, at least at the same normal times. So that part's not going to change. I'm not sure what I'm going to do during the week. I've thought about kind of two ways to approach it. I'm probably either going to be getting up early and streaming really early, or I'm going to be streaming after work. One of the two, or a combination of the both. We'll see what happens. Also, I'll have to see just how much work, just how much stress it is to do actual work again, especially during a pandemic. So we'll see what happens there. But I don't no promises at the current time. Hey, what's up? Is it Lady4TW? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully I got your name close. Michaela says, when is the last time you released a major version of something? That is a good question. I think the last time I bumped a major version was either in pre-commit or pre-commit hooks. Which would have been January of 2020 for pre-commit. Let's see about pre-commit hooks. April of 2020. It could also be PyTest. I don't remember whether I was the one who did. Because it doesn't really matter who does the releases for PyTest. It's just like, who gets to do the work for this? What's up, Totacholi? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Grep 6. Git show 6.0.0. Oh, right. This does a weird thing. Did I do this, or did Bruno do this? Because we always... the tagging situation is a little bit weird. I guess I could look at the documentation for that particular changelog. Git blame -w this. It looks like Bruno did 600. So, and that would have been in July. Yeah, so I guess the last one I did was pre-commit hooks. Ethan says, currently trying to use Windows containers. They actually have insider containers, so it isn't broken this time. Oh, that's cool. Like actual Windows containers? I tried to set them up at one point, but yeah. Noom44 says, by the way, I was wondering, what do you use to write to the terminal for Babby? Is it just curses? Yes, it is just curses. And I actually have a video, a few videos where I go over some of the basics of curses. Yeah, actually both of those videos, so check out both of those. Where I do stuff. Ghostman says, "Why do you show your keystrokes when typing your password?" So I'm not actually typing my password there. I'm going out to my password manager. Actually, let me open this up on another blank tab instead of my email tab. I'm going out to my password manager. I'm typing in the name of that password, then I'm copying it and pasting it. So I'm being very careful to not show my actual password. I do know that I have a keyboard cam, although I have made that mistake like twice. Evil Corgi Monster. What about mpdeck? So there's this decimal library called libmpdeck, which the maintainer was a complete fucking asshole and is now been kicked out of the CPython project, as far as I understand. So that's good. In like a vindictive good sort of way. I guess it's good for the community in general because, God, he was what's the best way to put this? Intolerable. And also said things like, "Well, I could have maintained 2/3 of the leading decimal libraries, and decimal is the only zero faults module in CPython that's currently in play because I am the maintainer," and blah blah blah, and all this like fucking garbage. And yeah, he was just kind of a mess. But yeah, he types fast and like, where's the tofu emote? I need more corgis in my life. So Juice has a corgi emote, but you have to be a tier 3 sub for it. I don't even have it. I'm not that much of a simp. Didn't Stefan retire from Python after having a few arguments like this? No, he was kicked out. He did not retire. He was kicked out. But yeah, essentially. New job, yes. I will be starting next week at Stripe, which will be pretty cool. Also, good to see you again, Knowledge. How's it been? Just say you care so much about the pandemic and only work home office. I mean, yeah, I'm going to be working at home. There's no going into the office. Congratulations, Anthony. It's CodeBot. Will you be beeping and booping along with human Anthony? Right. D2LI says, when talking about versions, how exactly do you decide the version number? I try to adhere. Let's see, explains. Did I do a semver video? I did. So I try to adhere to semantic versioning. I go over kind of the basics and ideas of semantic versioning in that video there, but it basically boils down to the third number changes if it's a bug fix, the second number changes if you add features. So in this case, the feature that was added was support for MyPy error code type ignores, and the big number changes if you break compatibility. So it's a major change, and that's kind of the basics of Semver. Total Jolie says, "Hey, from France. Hello, welcome. More French people. Indeed, friend left by the speaker." Gotta push more majors out. I mean, I don't really break stuff all that much. Windows on Windows, it works better in my experience. Nice, that's awesome. Clears throat. Oh no, my password is Control V. It's true. It's true. Drunk says, "Ooh, that issue even shows up on the first page of Google. I think it was this." Also, yes, good to see you again, Drunk. How's it going? Yeah, this one. mpdeck has been one of the few zero-fault areas of Python. Please stop spreading FUD. Fuck you, Stefan. But anyway, it's just like a back and forth of like this dude being an asshole and like all the other core devs are being like, "What the fuck, man? Like, chill, dude." Is it the same dude as PyTest? No, it's not. It's not. Music, please. If you do bang playlist, I guess I can link the current song. It's just a copyright-free playlist. Googling oh wait, really? Googling lib mp deck brings up that issue? Oh, that's amazing. That's actually hilarious that it's on the first page of results. Oh man. The assholery is completely on display. Love it. Love it so much. Python dev mailing list. Yeah. Gil says, is it against code regulations to send packets from home to work? Do the packets have to wear masks? I don't think that's how it works. James Boyen says, looks like I got all of one write to files of tags in my library, so I do that with ffmpeg, and the rest can be done with tinytag, that is MIT. So I might do that after code reviewing, but it won't change any structure. Okay, cool, sounds good. I think I hate FUD as much as I hate FOMO. Yeah. Mr. Bogsky says, how can I join the Pogrammers team? I stream code myself and am an affiliate. So at the moment, I don't believe that we're taking applications, though mostly how it has worked out to get for people getting into Pogrammers is there are people that, you know, the rest of the streamers in the team know and like hang out with and watch streams and stuff. So I can check out your channel and see, you know, what your stream is like. But again, like no promises. Wait, why can't I copy your name? Twitch.tv/Mr. Bogsky. Okay, I will check out your channel though. Where's Booten? Where's Booten? Press follow Booten. Okay, cool. But yeah. Play free drama beats Python bug report. Yeah, right. Mr. Bogsky, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I now know of 2 Python assholes. Is one of them me? I thought Python's just had a cloaca. I believe you were correct there, Michaela. I believe you are correct. Don't all packets have a subnet mask to prevent cross-contamination? I guess that's true. I guess there is some masking going on there. Hey, what's up, Mahamdi? Hello, hello. Welcome back. Good to see you. Okay, so this might have actually gotten far enough along. Nope, still building. Of course, why would it be done? Oh, Python. Yeah, I know. I know knowledge. I was making a terrible yoke. I was making a terrible yoke. Okay, so today we are going to, well, we're going to continue to let that thing build. But we're also going to review. Oh, actually, let me start another thing that's going to take a long time. Let's see. Bad password. This password I do type on the library. Jason says, is it good to include tinytag in your project small library and just add the copyright license or just import? I would add things as dependencies. I find the dependencies are easier to deal with. Apps list, upgradable. I thought Podman got an upgrade. They released it. Why is it not in the Debian page yet? I guess we won't upgrade Podman though. Then, unless this 3000-4 contains that fix, but I kind of doubt it does. Let's see, sudo-u PC runner podman run Ubuntu focal go hi. Nope, still broken. I was hoping that we get to 301, but I guess not. So I will leave that one for another day. What else do I have here? All the rest of them are mostly deadsnakes stuff and code reviews. Okay, I guess we can review James Boyen's code right now. We just go here. So this is a private repository, so inside scoop chat on this. Let's see, do we want to review this in the browser or do we want to review this on the terminal? Which would you prefer, James Boyen? Because I can do either of them. The browser might be easier because I can go file by file and, you know, keep the tabs around and stuff. Alexa Beat says, which is better, pipenv or poetry? Well, my opinion is fuck pipenv, so yeah. So poetry would be what I would prefer given those two choices. I don't use either of them though, actually. First issue misspelled automatically as automatically. Wait, is there auto? Oh yeah, it's true. But that's in a commit message. It's not a big deal. Hey, what's up, Azizarino? Azizarino TV. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Your choice, Twitch VOD, if I can't follow, so that. Alright, sounds good. Might as well clone and check some things in the terminal while looking at the overall structure on GitHub. Yeah, I guess we can do that then. Okay, so we'll clone this. Let's start with the pre-commit config. That way, in case there's something weird in here that runs when I commit, it's not a big deal. Looks pretty standard. Honestly, looks like it's copied from one of mine, given this, but that's good. This looks great. Cool. But yeah, let's. There's not too many files, so we should be able to get through this whole thing. I've also looked through some of this, so I kind of have an idea of how it's structured and such. But yeah, so let's get started by looking at just the top level files. Those will be the easiest. Git Ignore, super simple. This is essentially the same Git Ignore that I have in my project. This is a little bit different because it has PyO files, but I just never generate PyO files, so I don't bother with that. But this is good. I like that. We looked at the pre-commit config. One thing that I notice here off the bat is you have a requirements.txt, which you're making a library, so a requirements.txt doesn't really make sense for a library. Library should specify their dependencies in either setup.py or setup.cfg. I assume you have done the setup CFG upgrade, so we don't have any setup tools metadata here, which is fine. And the setup tools metadata should live here. Oh, you have install requires here. Yeah, so you don't need this file at all. It's not really doing anything for you. And we have requirements dev, and again, you don't need this library here because it should be pulled in from your setup.cfg. This should only have test time dependencies, so things like pytest and coverage. Also, if you're using pytest cov, you probably don't need coverage directly because pytest cov will handle that for you. Although it's nice to include them all anyway. So that's requirements dev. If we look at setup.cfg, got a name, description, it's good. Long description is read from the file as markdown, also good. Name and email, classifiers, cool. This is using the multiple packages approach, so that's good. This is also the Python requires that I use, so that's cool. Console scripts for your command line tool, and the same exclude that I always use. You have enabled my coverage plugin, and you have some of the same MyPy defaults that I have. So that's all good and dandy. That covers our top level. Beyond that, I usually like to start with either the tests or the entry point. I think we can start with the tests first, just because those will be the easiest to go through. Do you just use requirements? Yeah, I just use requirements files for my stuff. Still reading this thread, egos are funny. Yeah, isn't that thread amazing? Hey, what's up, Melange? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Priox, how's it going? Hello, hello. Good to see you again. Don't look and find this virus, JK. Sublime text editor? No, I'm actually using my own text editor called Babby. Which, yeah, I wrote myself. Here's what it looks like when it opens a Python file, for example. It's roughly inspired by Nano in that it has many of the same keyboard shortcuts, but a little bit different. It has some Vim commands if you really want to, like you can sort the file if you wanted to for some reason. It has like kind of a selection mode, so again you can sort a selection if you wanted to. Again, it makes no sense in Python files. You can quit like Vim does. But yeah, it's my own text editor that I wrote myself. Now it says, which do you prefer, TOML versus YAML? I don't like YAML. I haven't written enough TOML to actually like decide whether I think it's good or not. Yeah, I am slightly turned off to TOML given the amount of overzealous what's the word? The aggressive way that the cult followers of TOML act. So like I'm hesitant due to the behavior of some of those individuals. But again, I haven't used TOML enough to form a proper opinion. So yeah, anyway. Hey, what's up, JB Pratt? Hello. Good to see you. And congrats again on your job offer, by the way. Almost bang water time. It's true. We've got another five or 10 minutes or so. Why do fans of stuff ruin everything? I don't know. So let's see. Get samples out of the way. Looks like you have some sample data in here, which is cool. One thing that I think is missing from this project, which would help somebody who's just getting started on it, is a README that explains what it does. I kind of have an idea of what it does and that it's supposed to take media files and edit them, but that was just from me glancing over the code and from the help that I've given in chat for FFmpeg stuff and things. So I'm yeah, less familiar with that, but I think that's something to do. Been putting that off for the longest time, but yeah, I know it's kind of shit help right now. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's just some advice for, when you're gonna put code out there. All right, let's look through some of the tests. Okay, so this tells me you have a file class. Interesting. Okay. So one thing that I would probably do with this, just to... oh, and I think we actually talked about this particular class. Because one thing that's kind of annoying about the way this works right now, enter path. Import file. One thing that's kind of annoying about this right now is it's kind of hard to see this from a representation perspective. So it might make sense to add a repr to that class. It also might make sense to make it as a name tuple, or to just use pathlib directly. But I don't know. This seems fine. I probably wouldn't name this module _classes. I would probably call this emf/file.py and maybe file with feature artist, feet. I would maybe name the files based on their classes, but again, like, this isn't Java, so you don't have to have one class per file. I just find that like naming a file classes is often maybe not the best name. But yeah. Who immediately doesn't make a readme with some project? I don't know. Hopefully I finish it at the top. Yeah. Since this issue has been brought to the attention of the Code of Conduct Committee, here's how I report issues. Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen FeetHub? I did see FeetHub, Michaela. But anyway. Unsupported file type exception. Okay, so you're just... So this test here, you don't actually need to re-raise this at all. What you can do here is just make this, because you're really just testing the string representation of this, and so you can just do this, and in fact you could probably even inline this as well. That way you don't need to play what is the word? You don't need to play catch with yourself. You can just do it this way. The other thing that I would avoid to make things easier to read is avoid string formatting in tests. Particularly, this extension by default, so you can say, .txt : path here. So like, this to me reads much better than having string formatting in your test, so that this is a lot easier to understand exactly what your test is demonstrating, and see it a little bit easier. That might be what's going on there, or that might be easier to understand what's going on here. And again, it looks like you have the same issue down here as well. Oh, those are bang R, so these should be, again, like this is again like why it's important to not do string formatting here, so that you can explicitly see what your error messages are going to look like. And again, you don't have to do the same raising here as well. You can just say exc equals this, and then do that. We can also do the same thing down here. Doing the thing where you check particular errors as raising is more useful if you're calling a function and seeing what that error message would look like to the user. But if you're just testing your exception types directly, you can just kind of build them. There's no reason to use PyTest raises there. She says, I heard FeetHub and Michaela assumed a very different site was being discussed. Yes. Hey, what's up, Just Edra? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Anthony was talking about it earlier. What did he say? He told us to get tier 3 subs to get your tofu emotes. It's true. That is what I said. Alone Boy, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Who says hello from Belarus? Well, welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Welcome. Biniar, good to see you as well. And yeah, I'm gonna go fill up my water because it's just about out, and we're just about at the time where I'm supposed to fill up my water. So I'm gonna go do that. I will be right back, and we will continue reviewing the rest of this code. Oh, actually, before that gets started, I think this is almost done. Actually, let's just wait for this to finish, because it's so close to being done, and then I can start on the next one. Because presumably I'm gonna have to rerun this build a couple times, because I think it's about to fail. Where's the symbols output? Maybe the symbols output hasn't happened yet. It's certainly very close, though. Actually, the symbols output should have already happened. Why do I not see it? It's weird. That is weird. Did I disable symbols? There's no way. There should be a diff blob somewhere in here. Huh. Very strange. I don't know what it's doing right now. It's being very slow. Is it consuming all my CPU? Oh. Overlay fuse is consuming all of my CPU. Oh, here's the symbols output. Damn it. Okay. So we do have to rebuild this. Now it's gonna crash. That's fine. Pi frozen main. Which is in both this and the other symbols. And the debug symbols. I think I just need to take this and run my little script. I think I can cancel this now. Although I don't know if canceling actually works. It's gonna finish anyway. Hey, what's up? Kiki Longst, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Runbooks, fix symbols, paste, Control D. We're gonna rebase 2 commits back to reorder them. And then, actually I think that's fine. So we'll actually just go through and release all of 3.9, and then I'll start 3.8 in a second. Just Andrea says, greetings, come from Russia as well. Nice. Well, welcome to the stream. Andreas X, good to see you again. I'm doing well. Sandriel, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Neil Server says, do you ever use the search function in the terminal, like the edit find search thing? I use Control R. Does that count? But yeah, sometimes I use search, not very often. New44 says, I'm back. It's really nice to see how civil everyone else was in the thread, right? Is PGO cached on rebuild? Nope, it does PGO from scratch every single time. In fact, it does it 5 times during the build, which is a little bit wasteful. But it has to do separate PGO because there's different compile flags, so it makes sense. But anyway, I will be right back. Gotta fill up my water, and then we'll continue. Hello, I'm back. How's it going? I was talking about the magnifying glass in the top bar. Oh yeah, this one? Yeah, I use this occasionally. The thing is, I find that searching via this is not always all that helpful, especially if I know right where the particular thing that I'm looking for is supposed to be. Oh, Hayden's here. How's it going, Hayden? Max Mayo, welcome to the stream. Oh, god damn it. I just unplugged my dishwasher because it was done. I forgot to click the little button, so it's gonna beep at me every 30 seconds if I don't do something about it. So I have to go click the little button on my goddamn dishwasher, so I will be right back, and I'll see you in a sec. Fucking dishwasher! Oh. Stupid dishwasher. But anyway, I'm back. I'm back. It's up, Headhunter. Hello, hello. Okay, so now that this, I believe, is fine. Oh, Dyson Nom. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Okay, so now this is up to date for Focal. I think I can do Runbook's release, and I think that means I'm done with 3.9, which is actually great because that means the rest of them are going to be a lot easier. Oh, did you get me a clip of me screaming at the dishwasher? That's pretty good. Pretty good. Highly skilled software dev and infrastructure and automation can't even automate his dishwasher. I mean, I've thought about taking it apart and plucking out the little beeper, because, yeah, it doesn't do anything for me. I don't really care whether the light's on or not. The LED is fine, but the little beeper is just really annoying. But I don't know how brave I am. I don't know if I'm brave enough to disassemble a dishwasher to try and find a little sound thing. And I would have to find a resistor that would match it, and it'd just be a pain in the butt. Okay, this is the GPG key, which, hate GPG, but have to use it for this. And then, please no frame drop. Please no frame drop. Please, please, please. I have limited my bandwidth to prevent a frame drop here. And it looks like it's successful so far. The lesson is software greater than hardware. Yeah, if I could configure it in software, it would be done already. I'm not great at hardware, as we have learned from my several hardware streams. Which actually I want to get back into at some point. I want to finish my... Well, finish. I want to get my Switch controller thingy thing more functional, because it's not functional yet. Okay, that went well. Refresh patches, Ubuntu Bionic next. And then we will cherry pick Ubuntu Focal 2 commits back? 1 commit back? Yeah. Reorder the commits. And then release for Bionic. Let's actually fix these scripts. Workspace. Runebooks. GBP deadsnakes / this should be docker.io / this, and build tag equals docker.io / this. So let's cancel that. I think that will fix this now. Yeah, there we go. Use fully qualified tag names. Git push origin. And yeah, there we go. Shouldn't you do that with an envar so you can switch to key? No? These are just dev scripts for me. No one else uses these. They're literally just for me. If I were to switch to key, I would just change the script. There's no reason to add complexity to a script that only I am going to run. Yeah, that's also why this, that's also why the script only supports Podman. It doesn't support Docker anymore. Because I'm the only one that uses it. Hardware Zer got a hammer, we can quiet it. That is true, Preox, but that would also compromise the core functionality of the dishwasher, which I think would be a problem. Nikolaj says, is that a custom Git hook tests? Ah, you are new to the stream, I see. It is indeed. That output comes from a tool that I created. That tool is called, it's named Precommit. It's a bit poorly named, but if you go to precommit.com, this is the GitHooks framework that is running here, that I created. The idea behind it is installation of a bunch of tools and standardization is tricky, so you check in a small configuration file which has versions, tools you want to run that are either checkers or fixers or code formatters or whatever you need there. And it can integrate with GitHooks if you want it to. This part is technically optional, though it was the original idea. And the really cool part about it is it knows how to install all of those tools and then run them against files in your repository. And yes, this is my baby. This is the thing that I've spent the most time on and I'm the most proud of. But yes, that is what's happening here. New 44 says there's no reason to add complexity to script, only I'm going to run. Oh look, it's that lesson I should have learned by now. That tool helped Perseverance get to Mars. It's true, Hayden. That is true. You're the guy. I've actually been here once and I worked on a similar tool. Is it possible to integrate with GUIs? Yeah, it should just work. I know people using it with PyCharm and with VS Code, and so I assume any other graphical UI should work just fine. Refresh patches Ubuntu Xenial now. Does Precommit CI count as a GUI? I mean, in a way it is, right? Because it is a graphical interface through a website that, you know, displays pre-commit runs. Look at that! Graphical UI! Fancy! Oh, speaking of which, I gotta check if GitHub approved my thing or not. Can I do that from here? Oh, I don't want to show, there's information I don't want to show there. Let's see if they approved me as a developer. Oh, I do have a verified check mark. Is that what I need? Let's see, settings, apps, edit, password, marketplace. That was weird. Fuck. Still pending verification, so no, I can't publish that yet. Kind of tired of Kraken. Should learn to do everyday work via the terminal instead. Yeah, I mean, just get started. It's not hard to get started, and it's pretty straightforward for the most part. I do all of mine in the terminal. Just find it so tedious to work with pull requests and a lot of branching. Yeah, but I think once you get used to the workflows, it's not so bad. And for the things that you do often, you might as well automate with scripts, and then you don't have that problem. Let's see, cherry pick, rebase, reorder, runbooks, release, and then after this we will do 3.8. Presumably 3.8 should be straightforward. Once we get to one that has no symbols, I'm just gonna YOLO the rest of them because this build takes too long for me to do it continuously. Okay, but anyway, while that's running, so we mostly went over the tests here. This first file of tests looks pretty good now that I've, simplified things down a little bit without the raises. And I think PyTest is unused now, so that gets us a little bit further there as well. That file looks mostly fine. Test the file classes test. Okay, so this is cute. I would probably split this up just because PyTest is going to give you really crappy error messages here. So I would probably, do these separately. Assert this is equal to, this value here, and just have a different assertion for each line. Mostly because, this will say like item 4 differed and not really give you a good error message. But I mean, your test does test the correct thing, so it's not a huge deal there. But just how I would organize that. 1, and I believe Xenial prompts me twice for the GPG key, so I gotta wait for invalid passphrase. But my password is just Control-Shift-V. How is that invalid? I'm gonna Control-C because I actually don't see the prompt in the right spot, so I don't want it to show up on the screen. Papa Talks says, I'm just started with programming. Where can I learn Linux? I would start by making a virtual machine and poking around with the terminal. I don't quite have my basic Linux videos done yet, but I will do that at some point. Those will be up on the YouTubes. But I do have a video on getting started with just like making a virtual machine and having a Linux box in general. And that might be enough to get you started with stuff. Okay, so that time it worked. Cool. That time the GPG key worked. edX if you want courses. Yeah, edX is good. I actually know someone who works at edX, which is cool. Alexa Pecan, good to see you again. Hi, is there a way to automate the check for updates of requirements.txt and install them after a git pull? Yes, you could make a post checkout hook, which automates that. I believe post checkout has the information of the revisions that were just checked out so that you could find the difference and update them. So yes, you could do that. Alright, so that's 3.9. I'm not actually done with 3.9 though. We have to do some more work on it later. But let's do the actual version updates since those are the highest priority. And then we'll do the actual packaging updates after that. So 3.8 is next. Oh, I dropped more frames. That fucking sucks. I wonder if it's the construction. I hate it so much. What was the last version? 3.8.7. So I believe run plugs input upstream 3.8.8. What's the blue button for? Yes, little fidget spinner. Jackmack says, I like the LPIC 1 preparation book by Christine Brosnahan. Brosnahan? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I don't know anything about the book, but if you recommend it, it's gotta be pretty good. Okay, test feet with artist. Yeah, and again, like here, I would just split these out to have separate insertions, but otherwise that looks fine. Nice, D-Delsp. Thank you for the bits. Just turning my work laptop, starting my new job Monday. How should I be celebrating? You and me both. We're both starting on Monday. I'm surprised you're having that little amount of time before your current job and your next job. That's pretty close together. But I don't know if you it's kind of hard to celebrate right now because yeah, pandemic and such. But I mean, if you imbibe, if you consume the alcoholic beverages, you know, that's one way to celebrate. Eat a good meal, hang out with the people that you're co-whatevering. Yeah, I don't know. I celebrated mine by having a beer. That was my celebration. Hey, what's up, board chief? Hello, hello. Medical coverage, bro. So here's the thing. In the US, at least as far as I understand, if you have coverage on the first day of a month, that means that you have coverage for that entire month, even if you have left your job. So I think technically, leaving your job today, you still have coverage until the 31st, or the 28th, or whatever the end of the month is. Oh, it's February, so it's the 28th. Your health plan is different? Okay, well, I could be wrong then. But I actually made this mistake, and this is part of my advice when quitting a job, though, is don't quit on the last day of the month, because sometimes you can get free healthcare out of it. Jam says, submitted pull request, pre-commit, please don't be harsh. Oh boy, here we go. Fix missing rev. Why did you change my pre-commit config? Don't touch my config. It changed here. What? What are you actually solving here? What is the problem? Oh. The thing is, this is already done. This already works. There's nothing that's needed in auto update for this. So yeah. I actually think that I no longer need this feature because of the new warning. So I actually think I'm going to close that issue. What's actually going on here? I'll get this later. But I think that I don't need this. I don't need that feature anymore. Friendly Play Speaker says, same for me, I'm chaining leaving my new job and starting my new one. I see, I see. It transitions to Cobra at midnight. Weird. Weird. That's very strange. Hey, what's up, Melky? How's it going? Pow! Ain't the right code, please? I mean, we are doing a little bit of programming today. Let's see. Refresh patch, run books, refresh patches. Let's see, focal ships with 3.8. So we do bionic first. What the fuck is with America being able to see a doctor being tied to a job? Yeah, right? Don't touch my config, Anthony 2021. Exactly. I have chronic illness, so prescription coverage is a big thing for you. Ah, that makes sense. Okay, that's fair. XMX Studio says, stop stalking me, Melky. Milky following you everywhere? Is that what's happening? Runbooks build. Okay, so we trigger yet another slow build there. So we'll let this run. It's going to take a while in the background. If this comes with no symbols changed, no symbol updates needed, then I will just do the rest of them there. Do the rest of the things there. Okay, but anyway, that's that test. This test is empty. Cool. The main test. I notice we have some mocking. I would just inline this. No reason to have it as a separate variable here. I assume this is your empty file that doesn't exist. This is the file not found error. Cool, seems fine. Cool, nice use of parameterize here with the param IDs. I like that. I assume these are particular settings here. Oh, one thing that I notice is this option here. Typically in command line options, they should be all kebab case and have dashes instead of underscores. So that would be something that you would want to change. The nice thing about argparse is if you do like add option or add argument first refactor, it will, you know, make args.first underscore refactor, so you don't have to do any special dash to underscore renaming. So yeah, so I would use dashes there. Arg v equals this. Again, I would probably inline this. I see you're mocking out the particular underlying function. Yeah, this is fine. This might be a little bit forced to get coverage. Usually I do these tests occasionally, but usually I try and test something other than just, you know, whether it got called with the right arguments. There is a shortcut to this. It's assert patch dot or it's patch dot assert called once with, like this, which is a little bit simpler. Oops. But yeah. This is nice error here. Cool, this seems fine. Again, I would inline this. The other neat thing you can do here is, I think you don't actually need this mocking at all in this case because you're testing for file not found. So what you can just do is put, you know, your actual empty string in here and then get rid of this and simplify it a little bit. Not 100%, but probably. This one is interesting to test. I like this test. Cool. Expected set perms value. Okay, so first thing that I noticed in this is you're doing logic in a test. So I would avoid doing logic in a test. It also looks like you're parameterizing based on this variable here. So I would split these into 2 separate tests so that you're not doing logic here. The other thing is I avoid putting new lines at the end of blocks, so I would get rid of that there as well. The other thing is you don't need to parenthesize if conditions in Python, so there's no reason to put parentheses here. Most style checkers will, or most style guides will, suggest against that as well. I know that Flake 8 doesn't have anything for it though, so that's probably why it's that way. But yeah, I would split this into 2 separate tests because they are testing 2 different things here. Oh, this is weird. Why didn't Alinter catch these 2 whitespace characters here? It's kind of weird. I don't know what's up with that. Something should have caught that, presumably. Let's see. Del says, I technically got next week on PTO at the old job, but turned my laptop in early, so I have a just in case 4 extra days of coverage. Hopefully it works out for me, since my company only pays out 1 week of PTO since not in California. Ah, I see. J. Carey says, I have a Git question. If you push your commit to GitHub, and let's say you have a messy commit history, is revert the only way to manage the situation? It would be nice to do a rebase, but you can't once you've pushed. I mean, you can force push. There's nothing stopping you from rewriting history. That happens. I rewrite history all the time. I usually try and avoid rewriting history on a main branch, but yeah, you can. Actually, I think I feel like I just made a video about this like a few days ago. GagBL, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Grumik, thank you for the follow. Let me give you a shout out so that my viewers can check out your channel as well. And Grumik, thank you for the follow. Oh, I already said that. Did I already say that? I don't know. I might have already said that. Fuck, what am I searching for? Something to do with Git, right? Right, surely? 3 ways to fix an accidental commit to main. Yeah, I do cover this in this video, although most of the video focuses on how to fix this on your local branches. I do also talk about rebasing and amending and force pushing in there as well, a little bit. For the snakes, they dead, right? Preox again says the same thing. Jamesboyen says, I know about the logic. It's a new test work in progress. That's the latest commit, which is partial. Oh, I understand. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Don't worry about it. There's nothing stopping you from rewriting history. That's so motivational, right? Hey, what's up, Bash Bunny? Hello, hello. Good to see you. Welcome back. And GagBL, thank you again for the raid, and welcome. New44 says, how at all do your standards differ when writing libraries and applications for work versus public stuff in terms of documentation, or particularly in terms of documentation? I would like to think that I have about the same level of quality when building open source software and proprietary software, though the realistic answer is I spend a lot more time having higher quality code when writing open source. And better tests and better other stuff. But yeah, hey, what's up, OPCY? Thank you for the follow. As for documentation, I like to write self-documenting code when I can get away with it for the most part. So like naming things nicely and having good variable names goes a long way. As for like external documentation, God, it really depends. It depends on like what sort of standards your organization has. For most of my projects, I don't have much external documentation. It's mostly just the code and or the minimal amount of stuff to show how to use the thing. Then again, most of the things that I create are like dead simple and don't have complicated configuration and other stuff. They're just like, here's a tool. Use -- help to figure out what options it has. And that's about it. But sometimes I have external docs, like Precommit has external docs. But yeah. Luke used the force push. Well, you know she's stalking Milky. Bash Bunny, you stalking Milky? Is that what's going down? I'm everywhere all the time. Oh no. And Aframain says, I still can't wrap my head around contributing to open source. Oh, there's a video for it. Looks like none of your attempts. Oh, there we go. James Boyen finally got it. There's a video where I recommend, or I have my own recommendations about how to get started with open source. So maybe check that out. It can send you along the right way. Just don't force push domain on a repo with contributors unless you like scream tests. Yeah, there you go, Briox. That's good advice. I like that. Dash help or dash help? Usually dash help. Open source clone repo, make change, submit patch. Exactly. XMax Studio says, I mean they make a cute couple. JS, not gonna lie. Are you talking about Bash Bunny and Milky? I see. I only know what Milky looks like. I don't know what Bash Bunny looks like. BangMOTD, did I not deploy the Lambda? Right? Right? Open source is so much fun, all the issues? Yeah. That's one way to think about it. I think I get scared, but I'm going to fuck up a branch. I know there are tests and reviews and stuff, but I feel like I'll just break everything. Don't worry about it. Everyone breaks everything all the time. You know, I break shit all the time. It's not a big deal if you break stuff. Also, there's things in place that, you know, you can always fix stuff. The thing about software is all software is broken. It's just a struggle to make it slightly less broken. We'll put it that way. James says, apologies for touching config files. What my fix does, it writes the config file, the actual revision being used, so it removes the empty string. Yeah. I think it's actually fine to just... I think I'm actually just going to close the issue, because the thing is now, in the latest version of Precommit upgrade? I think I'm on the latest version already. Oh no, I'm very much not. The reason that I think the thing is no longer necessary, but thank you for working on it. Appreciate the work you put in. But I probably don't need it anymore, because now in the latest version of Precommit, if you have rev empty string, and you do precommit run, it's going to work for the wrong reason, but it prints out a useful error message that says the rev field of the repo blah 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 appears to be a mutable reference. Moving tag / brands mutable references are never updated after the first install. See this. I'm actually surprised it doesn't say run precommit auto update, because it should say that. So maybe if you want to send a patch, you know, hints try precommit auto update might be a helpful thing to put here. Yeah, so that could be a patch to do as well. But yeah, this warning I think kind of obviates the need for such a feature, because this, you know, actually the entire point of that feature in the first place was if somebody did repo github.com/psf/black and then did rev stable and then did, you know, hooks id black. I wanted this to warn. Oh, it actually warns twice. Oh, okay, yeah. This is the one for black. Yeah, but anyway, the entire reason for that feature was to get people to stop using rev stable for black. Hey, what's up, Packy? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. But yeah, anyway. XMax says she a bit cute. I don't know how you know what somebody in Twitch chat looks like. I'm not gonna ask that. I'm not gonna go down that route, but I'll take your word for it. Just write more tests? Yeah, there we go. I say no to feature requests 99% of the time. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I feel you there, Robin. Hey, what's up, Websk? Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Her ability to focus on Vim Tutor is adorable. The problem with open source is you're always fighting against the grain. That's why so many projects are forked. Oh, it's the drop song chat. When people just fail to pull all the cool ideas, they get forked into a new version of the same software. I think that's true to some extent. I also think that a lot of people have requirements that are not general at all. They're extremely specific. What is the drop song? It is this particular YouTube video. It is the song with the drop, yeah. People break shit all the time. It's so reassuring to know. It's true, it's true. Software is always broken. Understatement of the decade. We have been in a perpetual state of fail forward since the 70s. It's thrilling. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay, that's still building away. Cool. Yeah, logic and tests. Nice use of capsys here. Again, I'd inline the argv, but no big deal there. Cool, that file looks good. Okay, refactor test. See, we have a lot of code in this particular module. Looks like just some simple tests here. That looks fine. This looks fine too. Is there mocking in here? Nope. Cool. This looks like a lot of realistic, straightforward tests, so that's good. Ooh, reaching into the cached function here. Interesting. What does set title tag do? Git grep-l def set title tag. Oh. It is wrapped with the git files decorator. Oh, this actually points out a few things. So, first off, I would avoid imports of underscored things. So, if you want this to be an internal module, I would underscore the module, but not the actual functions that you import out of it. Just for, you know, better documentation of like what is like. Right now, what you're saying is this module is public and that these functions are private or internal. I usually use underscore naming within a modules to say like, don't import this out of here. So I would not underscore prefix these. But you know, minor thing. Git files. I realize we're jumping around now. Type ignore. How does this get used? One argument or 0 argument. Okay, so I think that you don't actually want star args here. And I think you can get rid of the type ignore here. I think what you actually want is sxed. What is that? Oh, it's a tuple. Okay, so I think what you actually want is sxed tuple stir ... equals c.sxed. I think this is what you actually want here. That way you don't have variable arguments, and this returns a decorator. And yeah, I don't blame you for type ignoring the decorators, because it's a real fucking pain in the ass to type a decorator. But it would actually be callable, whatever your argspec is, to callable whatever your argspec is. But since that's complicated, I don't blame you for just saying, you know, type ignore whatever it is, missing signature. I don't remember what the actual error code is, but yeah, type ignore is probably fine there. Okay, but that's what this is, and that's why it's wrapped. What is this add functionality add? Oh, this adds some file manipulation to it. I think this decorator is doing too much. I think this decorator should be a separate step in your actual code where you explicitly grab all your file paths and then you call your function with a sequence of file paths. That way you don't have like a separate kind of weird function that works differently. Because this decorator is changing the signature of your function to be something completely different, and signature changing decorators are kind of hard to maintain. So yeah, that would be my advice here, is like get rid of this decorator, do this actual work in your main function or in whatever function that calls this underlying function, but don't do it in a decorator. I think the decorator makes this harder to maintain. Hey, what's up? Jason Morgan, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. This file looks fine though, even though we're looking at it out of order. But why is it the drop song? Are we gonna upload the code review to some Anthony Reviews code playlist? I went and took a shower and missed a lot of stuff. I mean, it'll be on YouTube in just the normal streams playlist. But I haven't thought about doing anything more structured than that. No problem, I got my hands dirty with the code base, so that's a W. Nice! Jugmax says, I guess I missed the link to the EMF repo. Could anyone paste again? I think it's still private, unless James Boyen, do you want to make it public? Do you want to make it public? That way people can look at it? Anyway, here's the link. Well, I'll let James Boyen post the link. Hey, what's up, the Jelmega? Hello, hello. Good to see you again. Michael MX2 says, when writing commercial code, do you also use VI? Well, I'm actually not using VI at the moment. But yes, I use my own text editor when I write code. With Babby. Jason Morgan says, hello, doing really well. Thank you. Sounds good. Hey, what's up, 3? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I'll phase out mutagen for GPL license tomorrow. Then I'll throw MIT license back up the repo. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. But anyway, the decorator's a little weird here. So here's the doc. Just gets all the files with a supported file extension and runs the wrap function for every file. Yeah. So what I would do is, instead of having a decorator do that side effect, like you could still have this functionality, but have a function that takes another function and does that. So it's kind of more like a callback pattern. Instead of a decorator that does it somewhat magically. GPL, ouch, that's a painful virus. Yeah, right. JK says, instead of decorator, would it be better to use a visitor? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm meaning. You know, like a callback style sort of thing. Which I guess, yes, would be a visitor pattern. Free says, how do you feel about VS Code? I think it's fine. Yeah, it's kind of slow on my VM, so I don't use it. What's wrong with GPL? My opinions about GPL is that it is a toxic license. It forces you to become Stallman and make everyone want you. It's not free software unless it's free isn't free, kind of dealio, and it's a poisonous license in that in order to integrate with code that uses GPL, you have to GPL your own code, and you know. There's also a bunch of other weird restrictions, like if you make a patch for it, you must send the patch upstream, which is kind of weird. I don't know. There's like a whole bunch of like weird, restrictive bits of the licensing that forces it to be super free software, which makes it really hard to use anywhere else. Stallman knows that. Yeah, there we go. That's my answer for GPL, which is lol Stallman. Seems fine. Seems fine as well. One thing that I like to do when I'm checking an exception is to check the message here. That way you make sure that your message looks exactly like you would expect here. It looks like you had other exception testing stuff, so this is, you know, probably just a place to improve here. Hey, what's up, Sherry? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Looks like more of the same sets of tests. Cool. Hey, what's up, Icarus? Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. So one interesting thing about this test here is I feel like this this assertion isn't very strong for this test. Like you probably want to actually test what this value contains. But yeah, probably fine otherwise. Standout strip decode. Cool. So this is testing a very particular part of that. Looks fine. Super minor, but I would put this on one line because it fits. Black would do that for you, but I just kind of do that myself. Only one case will return an instance of a... Oh, okay, cool. As long as that's the particular thing you're testing, that's fine. What's a Stallman? I think just Google RMS eats toenail fungus. And I think that'll give you enough that you need to know about Richard Stallman. You also need to be careful when looking at GPL code to make sure you don't get tainted. Yeah, that's true as well. Hey, what's up, Engen? Hello, hello. Good to see you again. WTF, right? This is This is the father of free software. GPL exists. This chat hate. Yeah. He's a weird dude. He went on this whole like tirade against Debian because not because Debian you know, advocates for non-free software, but because you can possibly extend Debian to install non-free software. And so he went on a whole fucking tirade about how Debian is literally Hitler. Hey, what's up, Matt Time? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. GPL exists, everyone hate. Yeah. Ender, how's it going? How else do you eat toenails without the flavoring? Oh no. Oh no. It seems unfair to conflate all of free software with Stallman's personality / eccentricities. Is it unfair though? Because the whole the like toxic attitude of free software is 100% a projection of Stallman's personality. Like the reason that has been an acceptable opinion and stance from people who are advocating for free software is because of how Stallman acts. So I think it's fair to say that, like, you know, the followers of somebody who's an asshole, like, condemning their behavior for being assholish is completely okay. It was not a solo act. He was in the middle of speaking to her. Oh yeah, for sure, right? He doesn't give a fuck. Tech719, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I found interesting about Python. One can essentially do exception print and empty string, and Python will print the last. Oh yeah, for sure. So this is actually true in a lot of languages, including in JavaScript. If you have ampersand, if you have the and operator, the last truthy thing, the last truthy thing or the first falsy thing will be the result. So if you do empty string and 5, you'll get the empty string out since this was the first falsy thing. If you have 5 and 6 and 7, you'll get 7 since that's the last truthy thing. And the opposite is true for or. With or, you will get the first truthy thing or the last falsy thing. So if you have, you know, true or 5 or 7, you'll get, oops, where did yield come from? You'll get true since that's the first truthy thing. Again, if you had like empty string or true or 5, you'll get true as well. And we've picked some number that's not, you know, true. You'll see you get this. And if you have a bunch of, you know, falsy things, you'll get the last falsy thing out of this. I mean, or false is kind of stupid, but and the same is true in Python. So if you have, you know, empty string and 5, you'll get empty string. If you have 5 and 6 and 7, you'll get 7. What was the other ones that we did? True or 5 or 7, you get true. Empty string or 5, you'll get 5. Empty string or 0 or empty array, you get empty array. But yeah, this is consistent. And this is actually how you used to implement ternary in Python. Well, I guess maybe in JavaScript. No, I think JavaScript had ternary from the beginning. But before there was a if x else sort of statement or expression in Python, you could do this ternary expression. You could say x equals, let's see, x equals 4 and 7 or 4. Let's say x to 4. So this was actually what I used in my x swap video. So if x is 4, you get 7. If x is 7, you get 4. And so this is a janky ternary. But yeah, anyway. My favorite free software is Adobe product lineup. Is any of Adobe software free? Stallman takes it to the extreme, feels all software should be open and completely free. Yeah, that's true. Now I can have a default fallback in my Jinja template. I see. Jean says, make sure that he doesn't find out that when somebody uses your open source software in any type of product, your software is still open source. Yeah, right. The second you take your shoes and socks off in a non-beach / pool public setting is the moment I lose respect for you. This man eating his foot thing makes nullifying all of his contributions to the world. I agree. Hey, what's up, Behind the Horizon? Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Ruby does this, but I never thought I would do the same for function calls / double letter call methods. Yeah, it's really just the binding of logical operators. Bill says, what the fuck, Python? Why is the OR Boolean operator not actually just an operator returning different types? So there isn't an OR operator. This is JavaScript. This is Python. But yeah, the logical and logical OR operators don't care about the underlying types. But yeah, it's pretty wild. Penis says, do you know C++? I do. Or at least I know C++ really, really well up until C++ 11. After that, I know a little bit less. Yeah. I tried ternary in C++ and it didn't seem to work. It does work in C++, but yeah, it's kind of weird. And Fmain says, I'm lost on true or 5 or 7 returning true. So the OR operator has short circuit evaluation. And so if anything is true in a chain of logical ORs, then the whole expression is true. And so what OR does when short circuiting is as soon as it finds a truthy value, that is the result of the expression. Did somebody say taking shoes and socks out? Believe me, it's not a sexy foot video. Don't watch it. It'll ruin your worldview. Yeah. Makes all software free. Millions of people lose jobs and the amount of open source goes down. Yeah, that would be a likely outcome of something like that. Okay. I notice here there's some potential logic in this, which is going to make it harder to debug if something goes wrong here. So I would tend to avoid this in a test, but it's maybe not the worst in this case. I also know there's some string formatting here as well. But I don't know, might be minor in this case, but I usually like try and avoid that when possible. That seems fine. This seems fine as well. This seems fun as well. Good, testing your behaviors. Cool. Again, like the same decorator stuff that I talked about before. Cool. Okay, that test seems fine. I've been short-circuiting for this logic table stuff and doing math logic. And since the teacher goes through every step of, instead of short-circuiting, I get to finish way earlier. Nice. Nice. Always finish first. It's ampersand the same, but with a false value. Yeah. So the truth tables and short circuiting of logical OR and logical AND are the same idea but opposites. Jugmax says 0 upgraded, 0 newly installed, 0 to remove, and 0 not upgraded. Oh, is that for apt? Have you made any videos about apt auto star after an upgrade? I'll stroll through auto remove, auto clean, auto purge, and just spam use them to see if they do anything useful. I did do a video about apt where I talk about the commands that I use, and I believe auto remove is in there somewhere. Oh, no new deadsnakes yet? Yeah, Launchpad takes a while to build them. I'm mostly done. I did 3.8 or 3.9. Looks like this has a diff, but it's in the optional symbols. Cool, so that makes this easy. Alright, so we will do a release on Zfun, and then we'll do 3.7, and then we'll do 3.6, and presumably I don't have to do any special work here. Paineth says, I have an issue I can't solve, I don't know why. When I have a virtual method in class B, and in that method I construct an object of class B, when I try to compile, I get undefined symbol vtable for class B. Vtable for class B. So you have a virtual method. Is it an override of a virtual method, or is it a purely virtual method? Virtual method in class A. Is class A extending class B, or is it the base class? Because usually you don't want the base class to know things about other classes, unless, you know, they are, like generally when you're working with inheritance, you want your class to only care about itself and any parents and not any specializations. Just don't use inheritance? Yeah, that's maybe the easier answer thing. Juice says, do you refuse to do JS videos? No, I can do JavaScript videos. I don't think that I'm not as much of a subject matter expert on JavaScript as I am on other things. But yeah, I could do JavaScript videos. That's not off the table. All Boolean logic should be done using only NAND. Right. Paradigm Queen going off over here. Yeah, I was watching videos on async await promises, and I realized I could be giving YouTube impression dollars instead. It's true. It's true. God, async await. What an interesting set of functionality. Did I copy something else? We'll do this. Refresh patches, Ubuntu Xenial. And then we're just gonna YOLO 37336, because yeah. Because I'm pretty sure they're fine if 3.8 required no symbol changes. And these are in, I think, security fix only mode, so they should be pretty fine. Get those both cloned. Just don't use inheritance, my family tree, Monka S. How does that work? How does which work? I do agree, composition greater than inheritance. I like that mentality that John Mega. Juice says, I think I only dislike it because I never got into callback hell and don't see what a big improvement it is. Yeah. JavaScript code was very arrow shaped when you were dealing with callback hell. You would essentially this would be your white space. Oh wait, no, it'd be the other way. Oh god. This would be your white space in your file, and then you would have code on the other side of it. And that was pretty much all JavaScript. And then promises made that better, but then you had, these really, really long then chains, and, they were not always the easiest to follow. Oh, I have to do it twice, right? Because it's fucking Xenial. Man, I can't wait until Xenial's end of life just for this stupid, tiny quality of life improvement that I don't have to paste my GPG password twice. But yeah, like Promise has improved it because it was no longer this diagonally chained thing, but it was now just like this very tall stack. And then async await made most of that stack go away as well, because it makes what is the word? It makes coroutine code look linear, even if it's not. Which can make it easier to deal with. Okay, so that's 3.8. Now we do 3.7, which 3.7 should be Focal, Bionic, and Xenial. What is the last version? 3.7.10. Import upstream 3.7.10. Wow, we're up to the double digits here on versions. And Gitahan says, what is the difference between dict and typings.dict? Nothing, as far as I understand. Other than typing.dict has a special descriptor, but oh wait, this is a special weird thing, isn't it? What are you? Generic alias. I guess this is a big difference in that you can't actually instantiate typings.dict or typing.dict. But in Python 3.9 and above, there is no difference. They are exactly the same. Because built-ins now are typing classes, so nothing special there anymore. But the reason for typing.dict is to do static typing, to static type analysis. Runbooks, refresh, Ubuntu, Focal. If you look at it, dictionary is not a dictionary, but an array of pairs. That is one way to think about it, yes. And this is taken further in some languages, like in C#, an iterable of iterating a dictionary gives you an iterable of key value pairs, for example. Release. So that should get us 3710 on focal. Mogling says, how long have you been programming? Thinking of studying programming, can you recommend it? Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for, fuck, how many years now? 19-ish? A long-ass time. But yeah, I like programming. Otherwise I wouldn't do it. Relevant Speaker says, guess I had an accidental net. Clearly been a long week. Off to bed. Well, thank you for stopping by. I'll see you around. What's up, Castro? Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Oh, maybe I should get rid of the AOC command because it's not December anymore. I don't think anyone has used that command in 2 months. We need to JPG again. Fucking JPG. Paste. Copy some unrelated text. In my header file, one of my subclass A methods, virtual void fill const base class. In my C++, that method, I make an object of subclass B. Both the subclasses are subclasses of the base class. An object of subclass B. I would have to see code. I'm having a hard time understanding what you're asking. Octavius, thank you for the resub with Prime at 5 months. Appreciate your continued support. A dictionary is a hash map. A physical dictionary is not a hash map. Yeah, that's true. Sheeny says, what age did you start? I see, you're trying to figure out how old I am. I'm 29 years old. Advent code is pretty sweet, though. Did you see the sweet AOC client? I did see that. I did poke through that. I thought it was about the U.S. Senator. Totally forgot about Advent of Code. Yeah, that did get confusing when everyone was talking about AOC, and I was like, wait, people are excited about Advent of Code? And they're like, no. Also, she's not a senator. She's a representative, but pedantics. Tech says, first time on stream, digging the vibes. How do you approach learning new languages and technologies? Usually, for me, I try and build a project in them. That is how I learn stuff. Let's just do this all in one big ol' command and let it zoom all at once. Anton, you should play this to see if you can recommend it. There's a Steam game for learning Python? What? Released like 2 days ago. Yesterday. For $3. Huh. Why do I feel like this is, oh, they did actually play 4 hours of the game. Huh. I don't know. Maybe we try it. Oh, fucking GPG. I hate GPG so much. Terminal-based game, so the terminal... I think it's not a terminal. I think it looked like a terminal, but it's not. I don't know. If I set the virtual method to pure virtual by doing virtual equals 0, I get an error that says my subclass B is an abstract class. Well, you can't construct an abstract class, so that makes sense. Legitimate says, not just pedantics, a representative based on population of senators just screw you large states. Yeah, it's true. Drake says, technically Python dict is a list insertion order of key value pairs augmented with a hash map as an index. Yes. It's not a list, it's not a Python list though. It's a linked list structure, if I recall correctly. Learning by doing. What are you, some kind of psychopath? Yes, 100%. That is what I am. He's a UCSD professor. Oh, cool. Interesting. I know a common question is like, hi, Mr. Strimmer, how do I start programming? Yeah, it's true. I get that asked all the time. That's why I made a YouTube video about it. Alright. GPG key again. Fuck! Okay, we're gonna cancel that one. Because apparently I grabbed the wrong password, or I pasted it wrong, or some shit. I don't know. Now I have to make a game about it? I don't want to make a game. Making games is hard. Also, every time I've tried to make a game, I just like lose motivation like a third of the way through it. And at least with software, if I lose motivation a third of the way through it, it usually does something by that point. But with games, like you kind of need something that's like 90% done in order to be like not shit at all, you know? Yeah. I don't know, it just made me think of all of the crappy 30% not even working games that I've tried to make. But anyway. Get this, type curly bracket. Is that true in Python 3.9? I mean, this is of course true. From typing import dict. Is this still? Oh, this still is separate. I don't know why that one's separate. Even in 3.9. I guess they're different then. I guess typing.dict still has this, you know, don't actually instantiate these objects thingy thing here. Make a roguelike. Oh, roguelikes are roguelikes are hard because you have to have like procedural generation stuff. Hey, what's up, Peanut? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. You made a cool math game. Yeah, I did make a cool math game. I did indeed. It's still not done. I actually need to build a feature for it pretty soon. I want to make statistics exporting and importing because I'm going to get a new phone. And the way that I currently do statistics importing and exporting is I set a breakpoint in the code and I grab the statistics JSON out of the code, and then I set a breakpoint on my new phone, and I inject the code using the debugger. So I'm gonna try and do something better than that. But I don't know when I'm gonna work on that because I have a million other things I need to do. Lion Games, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. And Smiley Almighty and VCaveH, thank you all for following. Welcome to the stream. And Go Fish. Yeah, it's true. Oh my god, that the fucking Go Fish game. I actually made a new version of it that's better, that works. Because I remember being like, yeah, I want a not shit version of this. But yes, this. Thank you for the clip, Trunk. Such a good clip. Oh man, pretty good, pretty good. Roguelikes, you can make an extremely complex game while sucking at art. See Drawer Fortress. Yeah, it's true, it's true. Yeah, I'm not great at art, so that's I've already got that going for me, right? Okay, let's do 3.6, and then we can finally be done with this. So 3.6, I need to do Focal, and Xenial, because Bionic shipped to 3.6. Yeah. So, import upstream 3.6.13. Holy shit, they're getting up there in versions on this one. Crazy Town. Oh, no comment on YouTube. Oh, it's fucking sex bots. Fucking sex bots. All right, time to murder some sex bots and ignore the copyright notices. Do we have? Ooh, that film length smooth. How long was this video? Is it like 69, 420 something? Oh, 1337, nice. Nice. GG on that one. Can you please explain pyproject.toml? I mean, I can. I can't recommend it yet, though, due to compatibility issues with other things. It seems nice in theory, but I think the ecosystem is not quite ready for full adoption yet. I mostly stick to declarative metadata myself, which seems a step in that direction without all of the without all of these side effects of having a pyproject.toml file. I think this person has already viewed this video because I'm pretty sure I saw their comment on another video of it, but in the case they've forgotten somehow, I will send them this as well. Where's the other comment though? Did somebody delete their comments? I have... Oh, maybe they got filtered. Weird. Maybe they deleted the comment. Oh, there's another comment about another tutorial, but I don't see it here. Anyway. Stupid sexbot. I guess the sexbot's comments didn't show up, but they link to this very particular website, and it's a different subdomain every time, and so YouTube has not figured out how to filter them. Hey, what's up, Rizix TV? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Not to be confused with Rix's, despite me saying Rizix for so long. Sexbots can't get another Python. It's true, it's true. When somebody says something that doesn't make sense at first, you have to wonder if it's another sexbot. It's true. That's true. New mod just update. If I don't understand someone on the internet, assume they're a sexbot. Yeah, exactly. And Good Hunt says, gotta leave now. Always good to chat. Good night. Well, thank you for stopping by. Good to have you. Answer says, this seems to be one of your nicer replies to pyproject.toml. At least he does not complain about the last project not supporting pyproject.toml. It's true, it's true. It's very true. Yeah, thanks for the copyright notice, YouTube. Really appreciate it. All of my old streams, like various parts of the of the copyright-free music samples other stuff, and so I get these copyright notices all the time. Okay. Refresh patches, Ubuntu focal. Release, rerun bugs, refresh patches, Ubuntu/Xenio. Okay, and so that should get the version release part out of the way. Oh my goodness, so much hiccups. And then we have to do the actual maintenance work. But I'm gonna go fill my water while this. Ah, shit, these are timed. Damn. Well, maybe I won't fill my water. I'll fill my water after I do these things here, because otherwise the GPG times out and then I just have to run the damn command again, and there's no fun in that. So we will read some more code while this runs. Store test. Okay, setting up some files and checking their output seems fine. Octal stir permissions. Oh, so what you can do here, if you're still here, jamesboyen. Are you still here, jamesboyen? I know what you're trying to do here, and there is a better way to do it. Paste, copy, enter. So you're trying to check that the permission bits are the same as the permission bits that you expect here. And so what you can do is, what you probably have is something that looks like this as your mode. And you want to check that it's equal to a mode that looks like this. And so these two numbers are very different. And so what you're doing right now is stringifying these as octal and then checking the last 3 digits, which is fine. That does work. But what you want to do instead is take your original numbers. So let's say file mode equals 0010655. This is the bogus mode. I've just kind of made this up. You can AND this with your bit mask, and your bit mask in this case is 777. This represents just the permission bits of your mode. And you can check whether that's equal to your lower bits here. And if I spell file mode correctly. So you can see that, you know, if we AND with 777, it's equal to this. If this were to be some other values, so let's say it's 656, you'll see that they're not equal. So this is how you can do this check here. More directories, more run it, look at the output, looks fine. Same again here. Cool. Testing a nice error message here. So one thing to be concerned about is sometimes when you run, you know, sometimes you want to split your library functionality and the warnings separately so that if somebody were to use your thing as a library instead of as a tool, the output only happens when you run the tool and not when you run library functions. That might be something to adjust here, but I don't know. If it's just a tool, I wouldn't worry about it so much. That looks fine. This seems like the same. This seems like copy paste from the other file, so maybe it's the same problem here. No, this one seems fine. But yeah, this none and true seems a little weird. But oh, looks fine. Trim test. I see. So this is getting a subsection of your thing and then testing the duration. Cool. Like that. Seems fine. Oh shit, I shouldn't have put this in a background tab because now... Ugh! Race the GBG timeout! No. We're good? Yes. Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna go fill my water. I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. Philip101, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Since when did I ever leave? I didn't say you left. I was just saying in case you're still here. New44 says, is it possible in Python to send repeated commands to a /sh session and record the output? So variables are shared between calls. Yes. What I've used before is called pexpect. Pexpect is a pure Python module for spawning child processes, controlling them, and responding to their expected patterns in their output. So this is one way to do this. I've used this in, I believe, activators tests. Yeah, activator tests, integration test. Yeah, so we spawn a shell with some particular environment variables and interact with it using regular expressions and stuff. So you can see here, this is actually, I think Buck wrote this code, but you can see like initialize activator, run a command, cd to a path, accept an output using a particular input thing. Yeah, you can use pexpect for that. Another thing that I've used for that is tmux. That's how the Babby tests work. They open up a tmux shell and then interact with the tmux shell. That can be really easy and really nice to do. Plus, then if your test fail, you can actually just open up the tmux shell and look at what's going wrong. James White says, but how do you check that? Return a code and just error message in the main file? Yeah, that would be how I would do something like that. Of course, with warnings, it's tricky because you probably want to still have your side effect, and then indicating a warning is kind of tricky. So I don't know. Warnings are maybe fine. James Boyen, grab food. Sounds good. Sounds good. Show water. Here's water. It's there. Show feet. Hey, what's up, jingling your bells? How's it going? Welcome back. Pexpect, yes. James White says, next few days you'll see all the commits implementing your changes. So that'll be something as to how I get enough hours in my days. Oh, I see, yeah. But yeah, pexpect's pretty nice. Show wine. I can go get some wine. Do you want to go get some wine? I can go get some wine, chat. Would you be okay with that? I'll grab some wine. I'll be right back. We'll get some wine. This has been sitting in my fridge for a while, so I figured I should finally drink it. Oops. It's called Bread and Butter. It's a Sauvignon Blanc. I definitely pronounced that wrong. Also, the cap I must have wrenched off earlier. But yeah, we'll have some wine. I hope it is not vinegarized. Find out though. But cheers, chat, to some fridge wine. Oh, it's still good. It's still very good. Thank goodness. But anyway, there we go. Got some wine. I didn't even have to open up W3 Schools, right? I didn't even have to open up W3 Schools. But cheers to you, chat. Also, if you get wine, you have to get cheese. Fuck, I never got to get cheese. I actually, do I have any cheese? I think I only have string cheese. I think I only have Juice Bunks' string cheese. Do you like Ruby too? I am not a fan of Ruby. I've written some Ruby. It's fine. Okay. It's just I don't prefer to write Ruby. But you have to go to W3 Schools then, yeah. Oh yeah, that's the joke on DG. If I ever accidentally open up W3 Schools on stream, so I play this drinking game when I watch other streamers, which is if they open W3 Schools, I will take a sip if I'm currently drinking. But yeah. So if I ever open up W schools, then I have to go get a drink. That's the agreement I have with chat. But yeah, I realize this isn't the best wine. It's just fridge wine. It's even a screw off cap. It's fine. It tastes good. I have better wine, but I figure I should, first in, first out instead of having a lot of partially finished bottles. You know. Yeah. So that's why we're drinking this red wine here. I actually prefer red wine. So my favorite is Chianti. I used to be part of a wine club that I would go to twice. Holy crap! Argania! Thank you for the massive raid. Let me give you a shout out so that my viewers can check out your channel as well. Welcome to the stream, Raiders. What were you working on today? Welcome. We were just talking about wine. Duck butter. Thank you for the follow. Man, I almost read that one wrong. Where did my brain go there? But yeah, so today we are working on maintaining a set of Python packages for Ubuntu. If you've heard of deadsnakes, if you haven't, that's fine. It is a personal package archive that I maintain, which provides new and old versions of Python for Ubuntu. So if you want to run anything from Python 2.3 to Python 3.10, which is not listed here for some reason. Where's the 3.10 package? Oh, right, alpha sort. So they're up here. I upload those packages there. We are also reviewing some code because somebody redeemed channel points to do a code review. So we're going over that code review and we're doing kind of both of the things at the same time because it's a lot of hurry up and wait sort of stuff. But welcome to the stream. Thank you for the raid. Learning Vue.js and a bit of Python for my first programming fundamentals class. Oh, that's awesome. What sort of stuff are you doing in Python? I happen to do a lot of Python myself. That's, I guess, the Python. There we go. Python. Phil Carb Zero, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I'll have to check out your channel as well. Let me... so if you're working on some Python, I'll definitely stop by. Let me give you a follow. Where's the little bootin'? Follow bootin'. Done. All right, cool. Welcome. That wine's working fast. Shh. Duck Butter says, I love that keyboard. I have the same one. What switches have you got? I have reds. I wish I would have gotten browns, but I was not clever enough to ask for browns. So I'm an ultra beginner. Awesome. Well, welcome to working on Python. Welcome to programming. I hope you enjoy code. I definitely do. UndyG says, I know shit about Python. I'd love to see it in action. Miguel says, did you see this video? Is this the hand puppet thing? Wait. Before I press play, is this the hand squirrel thing? This is the hand squirrel thing, isn't it? This fucking nightmare fuel here, right? Is that what we're talking about? There's a video for it. I have not seen the video. Emois, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Is it safe? Is it safe, Michaela? Can I play this? Is it safe to play? It is? Okay. We'll play. Oh, well. We will turn off the definitely copyright music. Oh god. What the fuck? Literally bought this when I was intoxicated. I've not regretted it for 1 second. My husband and I use it to make bedtime more adventurous. Oh god! What? I'll let chat click on it. Why am I split keyboard to make it more ergonomic but not get an ortholinear one? Because I wanted something that would be easy for me to adjust to, and this was very easy for me to adjust to. E-Boy says, thank you for streaming. Yeah, well, thank you for stopping by. Ironfire, how's it going? My kids are not watching. Catstraz with the sips emote. Oh, man. I still watch Sips. Although I haven't caught many of his streams. I mostly catch his YouTube content, which is just replays of his streams now. But man, back in the day, Yogscast, that was my jam. I guess I still watch the Yogscast, but not as much. Okay, cool. So we've done the first section of upgrading the versions for 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, and 3.9. So that's good. Let's continue reviewing this code. Okay, so again, the same advice that I had before, which is to not do string formatting in exceptions here. So I would have taken, you know, you have a very explicit path here, and you know, don't f-string this, but instead have, oops, that's the YouTube link. Instead, like, not have an f-string here, but have the actual value here. That way you as a programmer have a better idea of what your test is actually testing. This is cool. This will have portability issues. This will not work on Windows. So you might do something like this instead. Just to make it a little bit more portable to check an actually existing path, but not a huge deal. Yeah, so as soon as I had, if I were writing this code and as soon as I started writing a test that looked like this, I would start questioning my reasoning for using a decorator here, because it seems like this decorator, like, you have to do a lot of work to make this decorator actually work. And so again, like we talked about the decorator earlier, so you can probably refactor that to be a little bit better. It's a 75% keyboard. This is a full keyboard minus the numbery pad. Fuck, what is it? What are those called? 87 key, if I recall correctly. Although this has more than 87 keys because it has macro keys over here that you can't see that I haven't programmed yet because I suck at programming them. Well, John Mega says, found a great quote on the Moonlander site about being ortholinear. Because you extend a finger, it doesn't go sideways. That's true. That's true. Moonlander is technically columnar and not ortholinear. 10 keyless. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. White wine, water, vodka, or gin. I have white wine and water. Usually I'm a beer drinker, but I have a bunch of wine in my house, so I gotta drink wine. And that's a good reason to drink, right? We actually talked about this on stream, so cool to see that in action here. Interesting. I think this is actually the wrong value here. I think this is actually supposed to be a tuple, right? Oh wait, no, I remember now. This is not supposed to be a tuple. Oops. Because this is star args. Oh, I see. Oh, but wait, no. This would have to be splatted. Yeah, no, there's some type error happening here. So one of these two tests is wrong. Hey, what's up, Clink? Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. What is a decorator in Python? Good thing you asked that question. I have a YouTube video, Decorator, where I talk about decorators in Python. In fact, it is the second video of my playlist, where I go over all sorts of things. Argania says, I love wine, beer, and gin. Ooh. So, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not much of a fan of gin. I feel like it's too, what is the word? It tastes too much like trees for me. If I wanted to drink a tree, I would just go out and lick a tree, you know? I don't necessarily want that as part of my alcoholic beverage. Do you have a YouTube channel? Yeah, I do. Where I talk about programming stuff, mostly Python, Linux, DevOps, educational, whatever stuff. Yes, indeed. Click1 says, "Where are you from?" I grew up. I was born in Ohio, which is the worst state ever. I grew up in Michigan, and I moved to California 8 years ago. 8 years ago. God, it's been so long. I don't know why I'm still in California. But yeah, I've been in California for 8 years. I learned Python kind of from two places. One was I was hired as a JavaScript developer at Yelp. And I found that I couldn't really get my job done just writing JavaScript, so I learned the back end and became a full stack developer, and eventually transitioned from being a full stack developer to being an infrastructure developer, and that's mostly what I work on nowadays. But that was one way that I learned Python. I also learned Python while building an autograder for an intro to C++ class that I taught at the University of Michigan. So kind of a two-pronged approach to learning Python. But yeah. N1Pro10 says, "I'm new here. When did you start coding in Python? When did you start to work on open source software?" Ooh, open source. I think the first thing I open sourced was in 2014. I guess the first thing that people actually used was open sourced in 2014. I open sourced something else before that, but no one fucking used it. This is the first project that I open sourced that has some amount of usage, and the project is called Git Codenet. The idea is to plot metrics in a repository. So for instance, like you could plot total lines of code and get kind of a graph of that, or like number of curse words in a file, and kind of get these graphs out of stuff. So this was kind of the first project that I open sourced. The idea behind this was to do graph-driven development, which I think I coined that term. I really like it too, which is to, like, you know, plot a problem and then encourage developers to drive that problem to zero. And we use this a lot at Yelp when I worked there. I think it's still used. I don't actually know. To kind of identify patterns that we wanted to get rid of and then plot them and then make OKRs around, you know, decreasing this number by some percentage and having like a good way to, you know, draw those and make that happen. Also, in the same year that I released this project, I released the one that I am most proud of, which is called Precommit, and it is a, I guess I should open up the actual website instead. The idea behind Precommit is you set up, oh man, I have the burps and hiccups from the wines, oh no. The idea behind Precommit is you set up a config file for tools that are code formatters, linters, etc. And it knows how to set up stuff for Git hooks. It also knows how to install all those tools and run them against your files. And this is kind of my baby. This is the thing that I spend the most time on. But I maintain a bunch of other open source software, especially in Python. If you've heard of, I don't know, Flakate or PyTest or Talks or PyFlix or Precommit, those are the things that I maintain. I'm a user of Husky. So Husky actually came after Precommit. Husky is kind of like Precommit Lite in that it doesn't like do all of the nice things that Precommit does. It's JavaScript specific. It requires you to install and manage a bunch of different versions. And it doesn't help you with setting up things across multiple different programming languages. So the thing with Precommit is, like, it does all the installation for you, so you don't have to worry about setting up, you know, installing Ruby, having a global version of Black, having a global version of, you know, various different tools. It's really easy to just add tools, and it manages all the installation for you. New 44 says, if Precommit is so good, why has it only helped us get to Mars, not even Jupiter? Checkmate developers, right? Silly buttons! Welcome back. Love Precommit. Used on 15 projects at work. It's so easy. We've even got data scientists using it to lint notebooks. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, but UnDG, Precommit helped Perseverance land on Mars. Can't say the same about Husky. Get fucked, Husky. Oh. But anyway, kind of the big selling point. Like the reason that I made pre-commit was that installation and version management is hard, and doing that across a bunch of different programming languages is hard as well. And you know, all of the existing tools required you to manage a bunch of system installed tools and have things specifically set up at particular versions. Whereas pre-commit, you know, versions the versions. So, you know, every contributor is always using this particular version, and these things can be implemented in any number of different programming languages. So it can be Python, Ruby, JavaScript, Go, Swift, Rust, JVM based things, .NET. I don't know. There's like 10 or 20 different languages. Jamesboyen says, been thinking about moving the decorator get files to a function. I don't know how to get it there. So what I would recommend for that function is to have something like this. Hey, what's up, Grease Lovely? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Apply to files and patterns and functions. This can be, whoops. Oh, damn. How do I do this? There we go. Nope. There we go. Patterns would be tuple stir ... and function would be callable file none, probably, or something like this. And what you would do here, oh, actually, you probably have something else here as well. You would have patterns, you would have path, and you would have your callback, and this would return none. And what we could do here is for, was it root file names? I don't remember the exact signature block, but it's something like this. And then for a file name in file names, if file name ends with patterns, then file equals file. I don't know how your thing actually works, but I think it's path, and then os.path.join root file name, and then function file obj. I think this replaces almost all of your decorators. Something looking like this. John Mega says, in a way, Grace Hopper helped Perseverance land on Mars. Yeah, 100%. Exactly. I agree with that. M1 Proton, thank you for the follow. Being on board is enough to take the credit, says Castros. I mean, I don't even think that my code is on board. I think my code was mostly for the development portion. Because I work on dev tools. I don't really work on, you know, shit that people actually run code. Yassine! Thank you for the resub with Prime. That's your 6-month sub, which means you get a fancy new badge there, Yassine. Good to see you. Welcome back. Hello. Would they have a complete source tree on board? I doubt that they have the complete source tree on board. If they do have the complete source tree on board, then yeah, then they have my code in prod on Mars. But I kind of doubt it. I think most of the like flight stuff was client that I contributed to. Hey, what's up, the Devil Kid? Hello. Good to see you again. M1 Proton says, I started my journey with Python a year ago as a test automation dev. We use PyTest and pre-commit as well. Can I get your autograph? Yeah, let me set up a PO box, and then I'll hand out autographs. Can I get your autograph? I still need to make stickers. I should make fucking stickers. God damn it. I keep forgetting to do it. Ugh. SSH perseverance at mars2020.dns.nasa.gov. Yeah. Never been able to wrap my head around callables. Need to deep dive into that. So the basic idea behind callable, or at least the typing for callable, is it's a way to represent a particular function. In this case, these are the positional arguments, and this is the return value. So you don't care about the return value, and you're taking a file as your input there. The John Manga says, browsing some Reddit, found some code that might cause some brain cells to die. Oh, great. Here we go. What language is this? I'm not familiar with this. It looks kind of like Java, but it also is definitely not Java. But also, oh my god. If array length equals 5, initialize array of 5. Oh god. Why? Also, what if it's not 3, 4, or 5? Oh no. Oh no. This code is very simply changed to just parameterize on the length. Oh no. I would buy one, print out some code, and autograph it. I mean, yeah, make it happen. Someone gets paid by lines of code per day. Yeah, that's probably what it is, Atomic Schools. That actually seems entirely likely for what's going on there. Okay, but anyway. Ooh, raise base exception. Oh, I see. You're trying to make sure that this never gets called. The inner function never gets called in this case. Interesting. I would maybe not use base exception. I would probably use raise assertion error should not be called. I mean, they accomplish the same thing. I think this is a little bit clearer what's happening there. But that's clever. I like that. I like that. I hate this parameter. I think this is one of the worst parameters in PyTest. I would avoid this pattern. What I would do instead is this. Pattern.match stir exception info. That said, I think this is also not that great either, so I've written a library that makes this way easier to do assertions based on regular expressions called reassert. The idea is you wrap a regular expression, and the really awesome part about this library is it points out the position in your target string where the regex stops matching. So this is just like a stupid example where I have foo and I say that it matches food. And so, yeah, this regex matches food. But if I try and do foo against fork, it matches these first two characters, but then it doesn't match the third character. So you get a little caret that points out where the regex fails to match. And so that can make debugging, you know, if this were to fail in some way, it will make debugging this a lot easier. It was kind of nice. Get paid by lines of code, just put each token on a separate line, so instead of a.b, it becomes a backslash n dot backslash nb. That's true, but then you gotta worry about semicolon insertion. Can't be run just exception. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. What about a mock with assert not called? Is that an actual attribute? I think raising an exception does exactly what you would want to do there. But yeah, you could use a mock there. But I think defining a function with an assertion as the actual value is fine. Ads, says MDG. What ads? I mean, if you're coming to my stream, you're going to see my software one way or another. So I don't know that it's particularly advertisery of me to show you software. Oh, fuck. Did I close? Oh, no, that was the last test. Okay, cool. Now we're on to the actual code. 3 hours into the stream, finally looking at the actual code. Alright, this file is easy. We already looked at it. Cool. Errors. This file should be easy. So one thing that you always want to do with exceptions is call the superclass. Just so the pickle works properly. Hey, what's up, Marianito TW? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. It matters a little less. Also, assigning to .msg is maybe not the best idea, mostly because in Python 2, there was a .message attribute, and it was common to assign in this particular way. And there's a lot of linters that will point this out. What I would actually do is just inline this in here instead. That way you don't have this message up front and it's just for your stir type. Yeah, that's what I would do. Also, if this is particularly supposed to be an OS error, like you're particularly looking for, you know, error no here, This might be a better inheritance here, but no, that's probably fine. We already talked about this one. We already talked about the same message stuff there. Yeah, so like TLDR, I wouldn't assign to self.message. I would just do that in double understir. File classes. We looked at this already. EMF init should be empty. That's I agree with that. I like empty double inits. Double under main. Yep, just so that you can do python-m EMF. Of course, this isn't going to work for me because I don't have the libraries installed. And I did Python installed Python 3. Cranky Bookworm, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Anthbonk, Tofu is a monster. Send help. I mean, if you want to ship your dog off to me, I can take care of her. Even if she's being a monster. Crash says this is an interesting stream. Thank you, Arcanya. Yeah, thank you again for the raid, Arcanya, by the way. Appreciate that. How could such a cute doggo ever be a monster? Probably the chumps. UnDG says, how's Pi don't have... what the fuck are you asking, UnDG? I don't know what you're talking about. All types are dynamic. So this has typing. That's this the code that we're looking at right now has static types to it. So you can see like you can do the Microsoft Pi script. Yeah, is that what's going on? You can type annotate stuff. She can't adjust the people replacing the offenses. She's been borking nonstop. I see. Oh, was yoke. I see. I understand. But yeah, there's static typing in Python, and you can use MyPy to validate it. It's very similar to TypeScript, or what is the one? Sorbet? Is that the Ruby one? I should know, because I'm pretty sure the company that I start working at on Monday wrote it. I think this is by Stripe. What a goofy ass icon. Yeah. Stripe. Built at Stripe. Yeah, I should know that. Anyway. Argument parser. So I usually like to stick all of the argument parser directly in main. But it's okay to split it up as functions if you really need to. It's funny, this looks copy and pasted from pre-commit. Because it definitely is. This may or may not be necessary depending on how you use it. Yeah, it looks like you don't actually need that. I think you can delete this line. I use this in pre-commit because I default to a particular sub-action. But if you only have one sub-action, you don't need it. Oh, excuse me. I would probably sort these if they're not already sorted in source. Ooh. I see. So these are the built-in exceptions, and these are your special exceptions that also have an error now. Okay, that seems fine. Another bit of advice, like I gave before, is don't have empty lines at ends of blocks. Looks like you got some dead code here. The other advice that I gave before, don't parenthesize if conditions. Python does not require that, and so if you do this, people will be like, "Oh, are you running C?" Huh? Interesting. Not hiding that. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I understand. This is also from. Oh. You probably don't need to do this. I think argparse exits. Actually, wait, what? Argument type error. Is this possible? I think this code might be dead. I'm not 100% certain. I think it might be dead. What was the comment about empty lines? I don't like empty lines at the end of blocks. I think this reads just as well as this does, and just as well as this does. So I don't like empty lines at the beginning of blocks or at the end of blocks, personally. You can disagree, you can choose your own thing, but I find that this code reads just as well as, you know, putting a blank line here. There's arrays in there. Argument type error. Oh. So what you can do instead here is argparse.error. Or parser.error. And this will give you a nice argparse error instead of this here. So that's what I would suggest instead there. That seems fine. EMF. Ooh, this is executable. I would probably put Python 3 here if it's executable. Then again, I don't usually make my entry points executable because I usually require people to either do python-m emf.main or to use the console script here. Because if you actually run python 3 emf/main.py, this will fuck up your sys.path and not do what you want. So I usually don't make the actual executables executable, even if they would have been executable. All right, refactor, 235 lines, okay. Assertion error. So I would not use assertion error for control flow here. I would pick a specific exception type. Usually when I'm thinking assertion error, I'm thinking test failures or the programmer made a mistake. Whereas here, I think you're saying like, if title is empty, do a particular thing. Yeah, so I would not use assertion error here. Yasin says, does Python store strings as string literals like char star in C++? That's why it's immutable. So for the most part, yes. However, there are some exceptions in Python for performance hacks where the string objects are not actually immutable. So append to a string object in Python, in CPython, this is specific CPython behavior. Funny commentary! Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Oops, I clicked on your name. I didn't mean to click on your name. Welcome to the stream. There are some situations where Python will detect, CPython, specifically CPython, will detect that there is a string object that has a ref count of 1, so only one variable is referencing it, and it is being appended to, and in that case, Python will in place add. But yes, that's essentially why it's immutable, is because there's data types in there. Looks like a Christmas tree. Look your system up. Wait, what? I'm confused, NDG. What are you talking about? We talked about this before, and we talked again about the if statements. I'm not going to mention that again. Floraz, or Flores, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. What then? Though, spend half an hour thinking about the exception and then just fuck it, stick to assertion error. Yeah, I would pick value error or type error instead of assertion error. If you're just going to pick a YOLO type. Assertion error usually to me means like programming failure or like test failure. This seems fine. Again, new line and in a block. Not a big deal. I'm going to stop pointing it out, so we'll just pretend like that's a thing. Union. So this union is actually not necessary because this extends from this, so you could just do returns file. So the union actually doesn't help you here. Because this union, I think MyPy probably just simplifies this to file, because this is a subclass of this. One thing about regular expressions is I often find it useful to put them at the module scope and test them, so instead of having them in line, it might make sense to put them at the top. I think meant sys.path. Oh, did I say path? I meant syspath. Yeah. Thank you, Jaruk. Appreciate that. That seems fine now. J Phils! J Phils! How's it going? Thank you for the resub. It's 7 months. Appreciate your continued support. I didn't open W schools, but we're having a little drink today. Because why not? It's Friday, right? Too many ifs and else for me to look like a Christmas tree. I have many presents under this tree, but it will take some time to unpack all of them, make sure what's there. Yeah. Jason! It's true. Jason is here in the chat. You mean in all caps verbally with Arctic about all the pattern? Yes. Agreed. 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 Jason! J Phils, is good to have you. Always good to see you. Oh, and for those of you that don't know, J Phils also streams on Twitch, so you should follow J Phils as well. Okay, more FFmpeg stuff. Seems good. One thing about os.rename is there's os.replace, which works a little bit better than rename. So I would suggest using os replace over rename. They do the same thing, but there's better. I mean, look at the difference between the two, decide which one you want. But I find that replace is better than rename. RJ got hitched. Oh, you mean runner guy? Runner, is that who RJ is? Runner guy? Oh. While true, try rename, break, accept, continue. Marsma, thank you for the resub at 3 months. Hello, have a great day, Andy. Well, you have a great day too, Marsma. Thank you for the continued support, and you get a fancy new badge. Good to see you again. Did you see the Rocky Goddess girl? Oh, RJ worked with us in Pandora and was in the Smash group. I see. Sorry, I was about to make a terrible joke about how young his grill is, but maybe that's not appropriate. So this is weird. There's definitely something weird going on here. What I would do instead of this is os.makedirs, os.path.doorname, new path, exists okay equals true, and then os.rename mfile.path, new path. And then you don't need any of this. So that's what I would do instead. I can't see that because it's off screen. But yeah, that's what I would do instead here. Why is FileNote found an exception? Seriously, so Python has subclasses of OS error for every single error no, so that you can have very specific except clauses instead of having to blanket catch error or os.exception and then have to decide on the error no after that. So they're optional. You could just use OS error instead. Possible the dir exists, otherwise make it and continue making files there. Yeah, I understand the while loop, but this is a simpler way to do it. This is idempotent. And then this will always succeed or error in a way that you expected it to error. UndyG says, nice stream, good wine, gotta go. Remember, wine is not an emulator. I see. Well, thank you for stopping by, UndyG. Hopefully I'll see you around in the future. Fleming says, still something that should be returned on exception. I mean, even in C, like the way you think about syscalls is, you know, error no is empty, it's successful, otherwise it's an exceptional case. Python just chooses to represent, you know, syscall errors as OS error exceptions. I guess it really depends on the paradigm you're going for there. Like, of course, if you're in Go, that would be a return there. But in Python, it's an exception. And in Python, like, exceptions aren't that much more slow than non-exceptions. Oh, we just noticed this. I'm surprised a formatter hasn't fixed this. I'm surprised. Usually there's no white space between decorator and not. Which I'm really surprised nothing caught that. This... Oh, I already have a thing there. Huh. I'm surprised there's no... I'm surprised this isn't in type 8 somehow. Exceptions should be exceptional if failing to rename a non-existing file is not exceptional. I don't know. I would maybe say that that's exceptional. James says, "You sure that wasn't you? Seems like that should be not like that." I'm of the opinion you can either handle it by returning an error, otherwise you panic. Oh, are you saying that I added the white space there? Yeah, it's entirely possible. Let's see. Oh God, no. At search at. Oh, add has a special thing here. Oh, there we go. Nope, it was in there on master. It's not my problem. I didn't put a space there by accident. No, it's there on the main branch. But it's not really your fault. No linter pointed it out. It's just kind of weird. Not your problem. Okay, that file looks fine. EMF store. Okay, cool. So you're looking for leaves here. This is a good way to look for leaves. It's neat. Cool. I like this. Yeah, this was the same warning as before. And the same thing I mentioned before in the test. This is again like why I look at tests first before looking at code. Because often a test showing a behavior can suss out why it's weird. And again, like I would remove these new lines here. Doesn't make a difference, but personal preference. Okay, that file looks fine. EMF trim. We're actually getting quite to the end here. This is just some FFmpeg calls. Looks good. And again, like I mentioned it before, but like importing underscored things, I would avoid doing that. I would name these not underscored. And if you want this to be private implementation detail, put an underscore in front of it. Although I think most people assume that a module named util is likely not public. But if you want to be, you know, pedantic or whatever, you can do that. Seems fine. Except for, again, your parentheses here are not needed. We talked about this decorator and how to rechange that. Move empty parent directory. If it's a directory, dir path equals this. Otherwise, turn it into a directory. Parent directory in this, and its parent abs path and its double parent abs path. If it has contents, break. Otherwise, delete. Oh, okay. So I see what we're doing. You can do this in a different way. While not dir path os.lister dir path os.rmdir dir path equals dir path. So this does the same thing as this, but it's not specialized to 1 or 2 directories deep. This will just delete all empty directories upwards. So that might be a better way to approach that. So this has a couple of problems. I would recommend using tempfile.temporary file instead of a hard-coded temporary path for 2 reasons. One is, you know, in this case it's not security sensitive, but picking a hard-coded path in a temporary directory can be a security problem. Notably, like another user could swoop in and write that file and confuse your program to a way to read a file that it didn't expect. So I would avoid hard-coded temp paths. And temporary file is really easy to use. Oh, it's also Linux specific. Yeah, that's another thing. But yeah, you could use, you know, with temp file temporary probably named temporary file because you need to send it process. In temporary file as temp file. And you could indent this and temp file .name, and then do temp file .name here. And that would probably do this. Another thing that I might do, just to make it more obvious that this is the successful case, is to use try else. Again, this is a personal preference. It really doesn't matter there. I like try else, but again, like if you don't know what it is, it's fine to not know this. But yeah, this is a easy fix that I would do here. Otherwise, looks fine. Yeah, this looks fine too. I might also else return out. But yeah, and I think that's all of your code, if I'm looking correctly. Cool. But overall, like, structure seems fine. A lot of small changes in things. I think the biggest like structural thing I would change is adjusting that decorator to be a visitor instead, a function with a callback. Other than that, I think like the thing is structured well. It's clearly tested well. And yeah, looks great overall. Oh, I skipped the testing directory. Yeah, you're right. Look at that. Is there anything in it? Ooh, I hit caps lock. Yeah, this is straightforward. Copy a file out of your samples directory. This actually looks very similar to the code in pre-commit. It's fine now. Appreciate it more than words can express. Yeah, I mean, seems good. Thanks for giving me some content. Yeah, cool. I like it. Good luck with your project. Oh god, now I have so many more emails since when I started. Oh, this person is shilling their own software. Well, as the Fleekate maintainer, I plan to change that bit of code so it's likely will not work in the future. Smile. Probably helped me a lot considering nobody out here actually teaches me coding, so in a way I'm pretty much code learned by Anthony writes code. Keithy says, huh, I've never seen temp file, thanks. Really good to know. Yeah, if you haven't seen temp file, it's really helpful. And I definitely recommend using it if you need temporary directories. Alright, we can close this one out. Git was planning to match these together. They should be up now. Note the disclaimer at the top of the PPA. So consider sponsoring. There's no way that they will, but you depend on this software. There's an RCE. Accepts floats as untrusted input. Oh, fuse C types. Yeah, it's not really exploitable. By the way, could you get pull request the changes? Saves me a bit of hassle, so you reference all the changes together. How about I give you the patch? Because some of this is not actually code that works. And you can choose which parts of it you want to actually integrate. That'll be easier. C double had a repper with sprintf and a fixed buffer. God, C is so bad. Why do people still use C? Does this link work for you, jamesboyen? Because I know there's some like DNS fuckery that sometimes breaks this. Also, the diff is not all that much here. I didn't actually fix all the particular things. What did I change on this line? Oh, it's because I removed the new line. And diff got confused. That's fine. Anyway, that one's done. Mission error. Get code that generated as an admin on Windows. I mean, it was never intended for Windows, but... yeah, this should be using temporary directory. How's a fix for this? Yeah. I shouldn't run as admin, that's for damn sure. God, I fucking hate Windows. Fix this? Let's see how much work it is. Fix it. Git code deads. I obviously haven't worked on this in a really long time. Repo parser, entry. This can be replaced with temporary directory. Perfect. It didn't use temporary directory originally because it supported Python 2. With temp file.temporary directory suffix equals temp repo as self.tempter. We want to restore. We want to enable this behavior here as well. I think that's fine. That's fine. That'll work. Let's see what that does. I guess we can run the test on Windows, see what the tests say as well. C is light and fast. I hate proctoring in it, but I do when I need it. Usually prompted following by Python wrappers. Yeah. I get offended when the alias says no one uses C. I'm not saying no one uses C. I'm saying no one should use C. Those are very different things. Everyone uses C, but we should not be writing new things in C. Tempter. Use temporary directory instead of make dtemp to fix mission issues on Windows. Try that. As someone new to programming, why shouldn't we use C, says Mastermind77. C does not have memory safety. And so it is very easy to make bugs that can be exploited in ways that break things. Yes, that is the TLDR. Work in something that's either higher level, easier to write, or memory safe. Let us try this version on Windows and see what happens. Virtualenv VF. Do I have virtualenv? I hope it's Python 3.8 or above. 3.7. God damn it. What do you mean? What version of Python do I have? Oh, I do have new ones. Virtualenv VF. The reason I'm doing this is Python 3.8 changed the implementation of temporary directory such that it does this better. So I'm cheesing it a little bit by not caring about 3.7 and 3.6 because fucking whatever. These like the comfortable wubby, they good as a kid. Learning your first language just feels more familiar sometimes, except when you use a pointer. Using C probably gets the most exploited bugs of anything. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, Rust is a good choice. Yes, Rust or Go or literally anything that's higher level than C that has memory safety primitives built in. So this should error because I don't have a. What are you doing? Stop. Oh, because I have a generate config. Oh, it's so meta. Let's use HTTPS URL. Please no crash. No! Oh, because I've not checked out my branch. Let's do generate now. Just please work. Please. Yes! Okay, cool. Sick! That was easy. Resolves 137. My commit message is too long and GitHub is punishing me. Resolves 137. But anyway, thank you for the issue. Person that is probably in chat, because I don't know why anyone else would suddenly access this repository except that I mentioned it. Pointer magic is amazing when you use it right. It's so powerful, but its power is hard to direct. The cuff point. Good pun, Keithy. I appreciate it. Yeah. Even Larby Dragons, it's true. Valgrind is your best friend when writing C. Yeah. There is provably correct C code. That is a thing. But I think, as far as I understand, there's only like one program that's been proved correct in C. And they also had to prove the compiler correct, and they have not done that for x86. They've only done that for ARM, because ARM is easier to prove a compiler than x86 is. Due to the way x86 is complicated. Razor says, can somebody help me with some binary code? What does that mean? Are you like trying to decompile something? What do you mean binary code? In a way, all code is binary. Wow, it only tests this against 3.6 and 3.7? Huh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what is this clip? Is it because I was doing the goofy singing. Is that why you clipped that, Yasin? I can't actually sing. I just don't do it on stream because I don't know that you actually want that. Although there is one clip of it. I believe the title of the clip is Immediately Who? Oh, this is building LXML from source. That's why this is taking forever. Does LXML not have wheels? They could have PyPy wheels or PyPy wheels. Oh god, I hate myself now. Can I just say PyPy wheels? I mean, it was PyPy. I was typing PyPy. I have an excuse at least. God, they have a lot of releases. Who are these really long ass ones up here? Oh, macOS. Yeah. Yeah, they have Linux. They have CPython wheels. They don't have PyPy wheels though. So that's what this is doing. Oh, it started. It got them installed. Took forever though. But yeah, it works in PyPy. I did it. Paste your code, Razor. That's the only way people can help you. Bang question. Where's the questions? Bang question. Yeah, there we go. You repeat your questions. Don't TCP your questions. That's how you get help. You show people all the information to help you, and then they can help you. If you ask someone if they can help you, they can't possibly give you the answer that you're seeking. But if you tell them the information, then they can help you. Alright, I guess we make a release. It's been a long ass time since I released this thing. Yeah, sure, v1.1.0. Oh, it's only set to CFG. Easy. 1.0, 1.1.1. Yes. v1.1.1. Ah. There we go. Boop. Oh, we gotta get the PyPI password. God damn it! Now I'm all fucking up PyPy and PyPI like a goddamn idiot. Marsma says, when do you start your new job? In 4 days. 1, 2, 3 days. On Monday. On Monday I start my new job. Which means that my stream schedule next week will be invalid. Oh, I forgot to change my calendar. Let me adjust the calendar. Fix that so that people not confused. Delete event. This is a bit of a sad day, right? I will have streams in the middle of the week. They will be unscheduled. Saturday will be normal schedule. But, yeah. A new era. I know someone who made a video on that. You should watch it. Yeah. Jason says, once all of your changes are implemented, version 1.0.0 will be released, causing break and changes due to my decorator going away. Yeah, go for it, man. Before 1.0, you are free to do whatever changes you want. Drink says, why does temporary directory work better than make temp? I assume there's just a simple context manager wrapper, and does it eat the permission error unarmed error? It does more than eat the permission error. In Python 3.8, they changed how the temporary directory context manager works to fix permission errors. Temp file. Temporary directory. Yeah, so they have added this on error on error handler to take permission errors and attempt to change the permissions to make it more likely to delete properly. Which, this code looks very, very, very similar to the code that is in pre-commit. So I wonder where... I mean, they probably didn't crib it from my code, but it's entirely possible that they did, because I have code that looks almost exactly the same as this. Bite Size IL, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. But this is why. That is the reason there. J. Al, how's it going? Good to see you again. What is your new job? I'm going to be a staff software engineer at Stripe working on Python infrastructure, which is kind of my jam, you know? It's kind of what I do. Danalosh, good to see you as well. Thank you for the bang job there, Jake Pratt. Bang video pronunciation. That's yikes there, isn't it? Okay, cool. Honestly, I think, well, I have not reduced my email queue at all, so I feel sad about that, but I started at 9 emails. I was up to 13 at one point, now I'm at 8. So I still have a lot to work on. But I think this is actually probably a good stopping point for today, because I've done a lot of work. We got a lot of stuff done. Also, I am significantly inebriated. So that's the real reason. But I will see you all tomorrow. Let me do... Oh, what is that? Why are there kisses on the emote? Is that a new emote modifier? That's pretty cool. But anyway, let me do my little spiel. My name is Anthony. I upload previous content to YouTube, so check that out at youtube.com/AnthonyWritesCode, where you can check out educational videos that I upload daily, or previous streams when I upload those once a week. I announce my streams. I normally stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. However, that is going to change, so tomorrow will be the last regularly scheduled stream before I get my new job, and then I have to pick a new stream schedule and figure all that out. But stop by tomorrow. I announce my streams in 2 places. One of those is on Twitter, and that's twitter.com/codewithanthony, where I basically say, I'm going to stream in such amount of minutes, and then I talk about what I'm going to work on. And I did both of these things today, which is unusual for the stream. 12-hour stream. I need to do one of those. You're right. Maybe later this month. I'm not going to do it tomorrow. There's no way I'll do it tomorrow. I have too much going on tomorrow. So no 12-hour stream tomorrow. Silly Buttons, thank you for the bits. Appreciate that. And please join the Discord. Bang, Dick, Sword. There we go. Join the Discord as well. That's also where I announce streams. Hang out there. Cool little community. There's a beginner section if you want to ask questions or other stuff. We got some good memes. It's a good group of people. I really like the Discord community. But anyway, thank you all for stopping by. Let's go find someone to raid.